Is it filming?
It is filming.
So we could be talking now instead of just...
Correct, instead of being boring.
I wonder if we're allowed to say Emad's name. I've been calling him Mr. Anonymous.
Oh.
He's Mr. Anonymous.
Uh-huh.
I don't like getting my friends in trouble.
No, I mean, you haven't mentioned it so far, so we'll just not refer to him as Mr. Anonymous.
Call him Emad.
Mr. Non-Anonymous.
Mr. Non-Anonymous. I can't say that.
Non-Anonymous. It's a bit of a tongue twister.
Non-Anonymous.
Now we are limited for time a little bit today.
Okay.
So we've got to keep
Yes,
to
Mr.
about
Executive Producer. An hour?
Got to get back to the other side of the city.
So you're not going to talk at all on this one then?
No, basically not. It's going to be cracking the whip. So
Okay.
just like
last night.
Hey now, let's we'll get stuck into it then.
Is this episode going to be called Dick Pics and Whips?
Depends how many we show. You should have bought a whip in Brunswick. I'm sure there was one there.
Sev must have 35 dick pics on her phone, I reckon.
It'd just be a non-stop supply.
How many have you got? All jokes aside.
I get too many.
You get too many?
Topic up.
So how many is too many?
Yeah, maybe 35 or so.
35 dick pics on your phone. And you're still 17. Have a good hard look at yourselves.
Hello, Australian Federal Police.
That's terrible.
I'm sure they watch. But we'll pause for the music and we'll get into it.
I love
How long
this
do I have to
bit.
wear this for?
Well, we're gangster now. Gangster.
Actually, hello to Alex
Alex
and
Sarah.
Sarah.
Yep.
Loving the gangster.
Fan base is going crazy. The messages I'm going to read out today, they're real, unlike the phone calls. Now the phone calls are real too.
Start email.
Ask Emad, yeah, absolutely.
We'll pause and we'll get into it.
Shut up and sit down.
Hey guys, hello and welcome to Raw Talk episode number 6. Thank you for joining us as always. My name is Ben Winstone and I'm joined to my left, the one and only.
Marcus, one
Like.
name, Tarzan.
Ah, very good.
Have you seen the new movie?
Not the new one, no.
That Margot Robbie girl's in it?
Oh, really?
You seen her?
I have once or twice. Yeah,
How far would you crawl on your hands and knees through broken glass to masturbate in the shadow of the man that fucked her last?
very far.
She's something else.
Extremely far.
Oh my
I
god.
think she's been sent the odd
You
dick pic.
you would swim up a river of shit with your mouth open.
Wearing this beanie.
Yes. Gangster.
But episode 5, we thought it may have been our last, but it was
We didn't get in trouble.
stunning success.
Yeah, we thought we'd get
wasn't
in. When we say we thought it would be our last, we thought we would get in trouble for exposing all those dick pic pioneers out there, but we didn't name names, so we didn't
No.
get in trouble. But you guys seem to love it. The messages reflect that. The viewing reflects
Yeah,
that.
it's got a highest number of views in the first week.
Oh, insane.
Compared to any of our previous episodes.
And
sex sells,
sex sells.
dick sell,
Did you say dick sell?
they must.
And I've never received that many messages before.
Yeah.
And like stuff that's very heartwarming, not like I really like your show.
Yeah.
I'll read some later, but the one Sean didn't send me, but he said to me, Sean said that he had to work in Adelaide on Friday.
Yeah.
Flew out in the morning, came back at night, and he didn't get home till midnight or 1 o'clock, and he couldn't go to sleep until he watched he was up, he said, until nearly 2 o'clock watching. He couldn't go to bed knowing it was there. So that's
Dedication.
and considering Sean speaks to me so many million times a day, he finds it highly entertaining.
Yeah, it's been excellent response.
Yeah.
I mean, even I got a few messages and stuff as well.
I didn't get any dick pics.
No, me either, thankfully.
I think they were worried that we would expose them.
We will name and shame. The threats
Do
to...
you know how far that story
carries
got?
on.
Somebody from overseas sent me a message saying, I can't believe I'm watching Raw Talk and you're talking about dick pics, and I reckon that what you're talking about has gone worldwide because I've got them here as well, the same pics. So they must have been circulated. Hi Becky. Must have been circulated everywhere. International success.
I saw the dick pic.
The dick pic, it's
Oh.
going all around the world.
It is, it
so
is.
are we on the back of a dick pic. Imagine if we'd shown them.
Oh,
No, we
mate.
can't do that.
Our last episode ever.
Some guys might have recognised it. Okay, sorry.
But what have you got there on the desk?
This is
You
my...
brought your own prop this week.
I did. So,
Ah, look who just walked in.
Captain Max is here. We're just starting. It's all right, Max, you haven't missed the show yet. Pull up a
No.
chair. He will get the front chair.
Perfect timing
He loves
by
this.
Max.
He loves this. So we spoke about skateboards because you were confiscating them off kids,
That's right.
and we brought it
This
up.
week I confiscated hockey sticks.
Okay, I've got no affiliation with hockey.
They're like, you can't...
Fat
what are you
Dave,
taking it
if
for?
you're out there, Fat Dave, he's got your hockey stick. You ever met Fat Dave?
No, I haven't.
Never shake his hand.
Okay.
He reckons he masturbates 6 times a day.
Jesus, it's
Never shake his hand.
Nearly as bad as Arian.
No, you cannot shake Dave's hand. You stick to it.
That's why I fist bump Arian.
Fist pump. So, and then you went shopping in Brunswick.
I did on Saturday
And
afternoon.
you sent me a photo of some vintage skateboards.
Yeah, I was in
shop
a
there.
second-hand shop down there on Lygon Street, East Brunswick, and saw skateboards, and I said, "Are these any good?"
So, because of that picture that you sent me, and I said, you know, blah, 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 I put up a picture of my skateboards. Anyway, and somebody said, what a great collection, and I said, it's only a fraction of it because I had to sell the rest of them for Big Dogs. And I'm a bit concerned. The story came across a bit of a sad story, but it's not a sad story. No one forced me to. I sold them because we needed to pay some bills at Big Dogs. But the thing is, it's just material stuff. You know what I mean? It's some other kid's going to enjoy it now.
Yeah.
So this is the only board that I've got from when I was a kid riding, and this is the most expensive board in my collection. So this is one that I'll never ever sell. But hanging on to memories are what's important, not possessions.
Yeah.
So back in the day, if I had chosen to not get involved in powerlifting, the sport, and collected possessions, God, I'd have an incredible cut. Because I've sold 4 GDRs.
Yeah.
So, you know, they're more valuable than my skateboards, but things come, things go. But I would
I wish
never
I could sell one.
I would never have met EMAD if I hadn't got involved in powerlifting.
Yeah.
So, and a ton of other people, but just going back to EMAD or Mr. Anonymous.
Oh,
If I talk about friendship, it's not affiliation, I think that's cool.
that's true.
Okay.
That's true.
G'day, EMAD. I know, you wait till you see the message he sent me about the show. He doesn't watch it, so he can't get in trouble. He just sent me a message, right?
It was
He
on the
doesn't watch
background.
it. It was, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and so that's an old friend that I've made that goes back, you know, 2011 now. But I just said that Gabriel Velasco is going to be competing at Battles. I consider Gabriel a friend now. Same as Arthur, who doesn't have a surname.
Yep.
They're friends now. I mean, it's not just they came and competed, they're actually friends. So how do I weigh it up and say, oh, okay, I haven't got 2 skateboards that I sold, but I've now got friends that I never ever would. I know I can go to America and hang with those guys and it'll be fun.
Yeah.
My kids already have with Ed Cohen. I've met Ed Cohen because of,
Yeah.
you know, so by going into it. So it wasn't a sad story because the cars I've sold are more tragic than the skateboards I've sold, trust me. But I was just wanted to make sure that people realise that I don't give a shit about having to sell stuff to run Big Dogs because it was my decision to be involved in powerlifting. No one forced me into it.
What bills were you trying to pay?
Just, well, what happened was...
Wayne's food bill?
All that happened, I made 2 mistakes at Big Dogs. The sponsorship was 100% my fault.
Okay.
I was waiting for a sponsor, and it didn't happen. It was 100% my fault. And then people sharing the feed, I didn't think anybody would do it for a $10 feed, and that left us with a downfall, and people had to get paid. So I'm going to put this away now.
Okay.
I knocked back $2.5 grand for this.
Put it away before I confiscate it.
That would be a funny photo.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back.
The girls, when I took their hockey sticks, I said, "What are you taking it for?" I said, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "It's a,
A
fucking
weapon.
hockey stick."
It's a good weapon.
Yeah, it is. It is. So, me and the bar manager, we lined up which ones we wanted in the event of an emergency, but we didn't have to use it, thankfully.
Girls or hockey sticks?
A bit of both. Depending how our luck went. So, but yeah. Anyway,
That's a nice beanie.
it is. It's feels like I can't hear myself properly.
Sorry?
Okay. Jesus. Makes up for my terrible Gwaine joke. Sorry, Gwaine.
Who's our sponsor today?
I don't know. Do you think it might be Loaded
I
Lifting?
think it is James Plum and Loaded Lifting.
Thank you, James, for supporting episode 6 of Raw Talk.
And being a very good supporter of powerlifting.
Yes,
for
in
a
general.
number of years. Yep.
And Max.
And Max.
So,
He's got
amongst
he's
others.
got he's got a few lifters doing battles.
I saw that during the week. He signed up couples.
Yeah.
Or whatever you do when you...
He's got Brian Cook. Who else is Critter one of his? Critter's one of his. Yeah.
He is now. We've
No,
just
no,
said
I
it
think-
on Raw Talk.
Yeah,
So
Critter. Yeah,
Critter,
sponsor.
keep an eye on your mailbox.
I think you already was. Hey Max, you'd know who's in your stable, mates. Which other lifters are in your stable with you? With Loaded Lifting. Oh, you are shit for live TV, Max.
What the fuck are you talking about?
That's what he said.
That's the
I know.
second time he said this on this show.
Unbelievable.
Terrible. Come on, Max.
My
lift your
head
game.
is sweating. which
Yeah, I
is
told you.
brilliant.
We
Really
may not
hot.
make it through the hour.
I'm gonna push on.
Who's going to pass out first? But I was walking through the second-hand shop and I kept thinking of, instead of looking at stuff I might be interested in, I was thinking of props for this show.
Okay.
And I found this megaphone thing.
Did you buy it?
No, I was tempted.
Oh.
It was about $60. So guys, go fund me. Let's start one.
Let's start
We'll buy
one.
a megaphone for this show, and every time someone walks through the door,
Since I was a kid at school and the teachers had them,
Yeah.
I've always loved them.
people drive past at work sometimes on the weekend, hanging out of the car with one.
Really?
Yeah,
Do you
absolutely.
get many awuga horns? You know those big loud horns?
Sometimes I drive past with the musical horns and stuff like that.
I don't mind.
But the Godfather theme or something like that, going down
That's the
Chapel
Greek thing
Street.
coming
So
out.
yeah. What's it? Yeah, that Mexican one. The other one.
I absolutely love those horns.
I should.
I would put them on the Evo if I had them.
I wish we sold them at Super Cheap Auto, where I work on the
Are
weekends.
they legal?
Not sure.
I don't reckon they are.
I don't know if someone goes to walk out in front of you and you hit the horn.
They start dancing.
But so that's ticked off a couple.
Someone's
of
going to pinch
boxes
that idea. You know those in-dash things?
already. Yeah.
I bet you any money somebody's going to have somebody crossing the road, they're going to hit the horn, they're going to make them dance, they're going to put it on YouTube and get 1 million views and make a fortune.
Well,
That's our idea.
I've seen similar. They fit like the foghorns from a ship,
I've seen them.
and
I've
they
seen
go
them.
past the people.
They are
who shit their
hysterical.
pants,
Yeah, hysterical.
But moving on to competition
This is a powerlifting
reviews.
show, right?
It is. Sorry, we'll get back on
Powerlifting
track.
show.
We won't be reviewing second-hand items from Brunswick thrift shops. Not yet, anyway.
You know, I grew up in Brunswick, went to
I know,
Brunswick
I know.
Central.
Yeah. Whereabouts in Brunswick?
Victoria Street between Sydney Road and Lygon Street.
Oh yeah, very good. Went out to what's the shopping centre opposite Doherty's afterwards.
Barclay Square.
Barclay Square. We went to
Barclay
Barclay
Square.
Square afterwards, and a few characters in there. One bloke walking around saying he was the mayor of Brunswick.
Probably was.
I don't think so.
No? Do you know the Mayor of Frankston was one of my closest friends at school?
Oh really? You should get him on.
Get Brian on. Brian's a crack up. He trained at PTC, so did his son. All right. So Brian and I are best friends, right? And this is what best friends do. So we were at the Foot Street shops across the road from the bus shelter, right? And Brian went in there and bought an ice cream, and I got the end ones on the fly screen that hangs down.
Yeah.
In front of a milk bar,
Oh yes.
So I got the two end ones and tied them up as a knot. And when Brian walked out, he's obviously holding his ice cream and just pushed it in his face. And everybody from the bus shelter. But Brian's a very, very close friend of mine. Actually, a cop.
Okay.
I was in my car. This is a fictional story. I was in my car with an ex-girlfriend. We pulled up at the traffic lights at the front of the pubs, and there's a cop car next to us, right? And he just turned. I couldn't see who it was, and he just turns his lights on. And the girl goes, Marcus, and I've gone, what? She goes, his lights, he's looking over at us. And I look over and it was Brian. So I did a massive burnout at that intersection. Flipped him.
Allegedly.
I didn't allegedly. No, this is a fictional story.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Just to make me look cool.
Okay.
And I did that, but without the thumb. Because I didn't know about the thumb back then. So yeah,
Just
Brian,
wave
anyway,
with
so
one finger.
Brian, he would be the mayor of Frankston.
You'd have a few good stories, I'm sure.
He would.
Could have a
He
special
told me
episode.
why he can't get promoted in the police force, and that story is stunningly awesome. And I can't. Anyway, I'll tell you. I can't say that on.
Maybe it's because he turns a blind eye to people
No.
giving him the finger and doing burnout. Traffic lights.
Brian's grabbed his phone off him one day. I was around at this place, not that long ago. I grabbed his phone off him, and this was a trick. So this is 5 years ago, and I changed the language on it. It was before iPhones, smartphones. He had to go to the Nokia shop. All he had was chicken scratchings on his phone. It was just chicken scratchings.
The Nokia shop.
Yeah, he did have to go to the Nokia and get them to change because he couldn't read the menu and how to change it. It was all chicken scratchings. Nowadays it's a little bit. I haven't done it with a smartphone. He didn't have a smartphone then.
Yeah.
So I imagine it's different with a smartphone, is it?
I would presume so, yeah.
Because that was a great practical joke.
How many bench
He would
presses do you have in
still
this
say
gym?
11.
11 bench presses.
Yep.
How come every time we film, someone always manages to use the one closest to us?
That's why we have 11 bench presses. Now, because we always film where the good benches are.
Ah.
See? Over there, they're for PA lifters, those two. No, they are. They're actually IPF approved benches.
Okay.
Didn't you know that?
No, I didn't know that. I
They're
just
combo
thought you-
racks.
Oh, yeah.
You've been in the gym before?
I have.
Okay.
Once or twice.
Because that's probably why people
Don't have
often
that at
ask you when
Fernwood.
you're bouncing, do you lift weights? That's a commercial gym, so bench press, so that means all the footballers, I'm not even joking here, they all use that bench. They've got
Makes sense.
they've got these ones here, they use that
Makes
one.
sense.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
so,
at the back we've got the forces.
yeah.
Incredible.
They're right to bench, right?
They're phenomenal.
Anyway.
But they want to be able to hear the
taking
show.
it off like an exclusion zone.
No, is that Becky? Because Becky's
It
also
is.
the noisiest person in the gym.
Well, that's true.
Hey Beck, Ben's talking about you. It's alright, it's not good.
So, competitions on the weekend. There was one up in Queensland.
Capo, I had a look at, and the reason I look at everybody's comps, as you know, is to
Keep the finger on the pulse.
Pro 10. So there were 2 lifters that stood out. Ed Burton, 780 at 108 in the 110 class, and he missed he went 8 for 9, missed his last deadlift for 800. So
Okay.
Ed's probably going to get a call out for Pro Raw 10. And there was a girl, and I wrote it down because I'm
Very good.
professional. Janelle Chamberlain went 412 and a half in the 60 kilo class. She's clearly Pro Raw material.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they'll next
Excellent.
March they'll get an invite. It's up to them whether they come and lift.
Book your flights, guys.
Yeah.
So they can book their flights.
Well, they
Others want to
no, they
need
well,
confirmation.
They're going to be pretty well. I reckon if Ed competes again, well, he's got a nationals to do,
Of course, yeah.
so he probably bump that up even higher. So I reckon he's pretty much set. And
Yep.
Janelle with 412, that's podium stuff. That's
Yeah, it's
very
excellent.
good lifting.
It's excellent.
G'day, Mick.
I'm glad we got the names correct this week.
We did. Well,
After the absolute
we're
mess.
very professional here.
Oh.
We don't no half measures.
Name and walk professional YouTube powerlifting show duo. Oh wait,
Hang on. No, I haven't got one.
we haven't got all day. So, moving on to another competition
Yep.
that got off to a reasonably good start. The Big Dogs 2 VIP casting couch competition.
Yep.
Now, I don't know whether you like the casting couch name or not, but it's people have to go through a casting process to get on it.
I'm not fucking anyone.
Did you look up casting
I'm not
couch?
fucking anyone.
Oh, you did.
If it's
You're familiar now.
yeah, you keep talking.
Okay.
This is Scott Watson, who doesn't watch the show, just sent me a message. Hey mate.
So we had a few entries come in for the Big Dogs 2 VIP casting couch competition.
Scott Watson just asked. Sorry, this is to do with the competition.
Okay.
Is there a list somewhere of all confirmed lifters for nationals? I will do one either today or tomorrow, Scotty, but I'll text you now that hey, you were live on Raw Talk.
Just so you know when you watch,
Yeah.
never watch this, you'll know the answer.
No, he's actually watched it once or twice, I think. He's a very busy guy.
Yeah,
Scott's very busy.
everyone's busy, but
I'll post it in. So, I'm
so
very
surprisingly, most of the nominations actually came from other people. For other people, I
Yep.
should say, rather than people asking for themselves.
Yep.
So we thought we might get a few humorous ones, but there was
We
one
got-
good one.
Oh, there's a hysterical
But
one.
a couple were real, you know,
Oh,
pulling
there's-
at the heartstrings.
So we're going to vote on this, and we're going to have different opinions. But I've got a clubhouse leader already. We have to be careful not to name. I don't want to get people in trouble.
No,
And when I say people in trouble, is that not all feds allow everybody to do, and we know that, right? So if you're a PA lifter, there's some things. I don't think you can be banned from sitting on the stage watching though.
surely not. Surely not.
Yeah.
Do you want to read that one out?
Oh, I can't. Cannot read out who it's from.
No. I've got that one.
You've got
We
that
said
one?
we're going to read a few out, so
Yeah,
we'll read this one.
Yeah, you read that one out.
Okay. It
Oh,
says,
no, that's a different one. That's the
Is
one.
that
I
the one you
like.
want to read out?
No, read that one.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a different one.
yeah, okay.
But read that one.
All right. It says, Dear Marcus and Ben, I'm writing to you in hope of winning the 2 Big Dog VIP tickets. Can I say that? As a
Yep.
PA lifter, Powerlifting Australia lifter, another federation, mum and dad, for when you watch, I may be banned for being affiliated with another powerlifting event or federation. And by being affiliated, it refers to lifting, coaching, or being an official. Now, as the word affiliated is a grey term, I figured buying tickets may be a breach. However, winning tickets would not be. I hope you can help me view the greatest powerlifting event ever without the fear of being kicked out of PA. It's got a very good point.
Very good point.
So,
You keep reading it. Read the other one about the very first one that we got.
okay.
Do you know which one that is? So I don't want to name it. I don't want to get anybody in trouble.
Someone sent a photo through with their cat or something,
Not that one.
saying they wanted to. I don't think we can take animals. The only animals are the ones on stage.
Yes. Because it's dogs. We can't have cats and pussies on there.
Yeah, it's just gonna. Well,
Might be a pussy competing. Sorry, what did you say?
sorry, I'm just.
Can you find
Buy
it?
time.
Hey, I'm going to buy time.
All right.
So I got this message from a close friend. This isn't in relation to the competition, but this is just how the show Raw Talk is sort of growing on people and affecting people. This lifter, who's very, very famous lifter, after work on a Friday, I used to deadlift. Now I race home, tuck the boys in bed and watch Raw Talk. It's the only powerlifting I do. You can see that's a real story. I don't want to name and embarrass people, but these are, see, slid into my DM. No, he didn't. No, it's a text. No one has slid into my DM yet.
Well, they slid into the Raw Talk Powerlifting page.
I saw that.
So, thank you guys. You've been sending them to the right spot. Is that the one you wanted?
Is it the first one?
Right down the bottom.
God, no.
Oh, okay.
No, don't even read. That one was a waste of time. I mean, thank you for sending it in, but no, it's not going to get you in. So it was the very, very first one.
I thought that was the first
No.
one.
Did I send it to you? That's not the first one.
Alright, we're going to pause this for a second.
No, we're not going to pause it. I'm going to tell you what it is. No,
this is
I'm
the
going
Raw Talk
to tell you
inbox.
what it is. I'm going to tell you what it
And
is.
it's not in there.
So a lifter from PA
Yeah.
has nominated another lifter from PA
yes.
that's currently suspended from PA. And this guy that's suspended is like one of the nicest guys you would ever meet. He loves the sport of powerlifting, helps whenever he can. And he's not suspended because he took drugs. So
He must have sent that directly to you, I think.
I thought
Because it's not here in the
okay.
Raw Talk inbox.
No, he did. It's in my messages.
Yeah.
It's all right. So basically what he said was he would love for this guy to be able to sit on the stage and watch because he's a powerlifting tragic.
Yeah.
And he's actually suspended now. And he's towing the company line. So he's suspended, he's copping it on the chin, he's not jumping up and down, he's not complaining. And somebody nominated him to sit on the couch. And so far, that's the one that's really tugged at my heartstrings the most.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Only because I know this boy really well, and his love for powerlifting is, unequal. It's brilliant. And he's not one of these guys with blinkers on that's fed blind. He's made a decision to lift at PA, and he will always lift there.
Yep.
But he doesn't quite understand why he can't help the sport of powerlifting grow. But them's the rules. Most people don't even know he's suspended because he doesn't complain.
Yeah. Someone else sent one from New Zealand saying they haven't done much to win, or don't deserve to win the couch, not by a long shot. But I do want to go there with my mate. Should I say his mate's name? Barry. I got him into powerlifting a few months back. He's doing his first comp in 2 weeks. We're flying over from NZ to watch Big Dogs. I've got 2 tickets that I will donate if we get the couch. If I don't get the couch that I don't deserve, I'm still going backstage to take photos with or without permission because I take fucking sick photos.
He's a funny guy.
Try it, buddy.
He's a nice guy.
How tight is security going to be at Big Dogs?
Pretty
too?
tight. Big sexy doesn't mind. throwing
Hopefully he
hands.
gets a shirt this year.
Who?
This person. Remember?
Oh,
On
yes.
Raw Talk?
Yes.
Episode 9, I think.
Yeah.
That just gave it away. But,
Well,
but
you
then...
didn't say Don, so no one knows.
No, no one... I mean, I didn't say his surname was Jews either.
No, you didn't say that. So no one.
So,
They would have to try and guess who
Yeah.
can get a shirt. Yeah.
should we say that next bit that he said?
Go on, yeah.
Well, he went on to say, that's my entry without a dick pic, but I'll happily send dick pics on Snapchat. I'll even add photos with my missus in them to show what scale we're talking.
He's a nice guy.
Slightly...
Yeah, he's different. He's
Not
from
sure.
New Zealand. He's a bit different.
How many times do you reckon he bounced when he was delivered? Slipped out of the doctor's hands?
I get a lot of messages from him. He's a
He's a good guy.
massive fan
Good
of what
guy.
we do. Oh,
Good guy.
absolutely.
Took it really well when I stole his Big Dogs 2 shirt as well.
Yes, he did. He's a really good guy.
Maybe I'll wear
I've
it.
never met him, but he
Me
messages me all the time.
Yeah.
So you guys that message me, because I get a lot of messages, you may have seen that I tend to overuse the thumb.
Yes, yes.
G'day Josh Tate, how are you? And Josh Tate absolutely hates it. I picked up Josh Tate to come to Big Dogs last year. I'm fucking sweating in this hat. I don't know how gangsters do it. So I picked him up at the airport. I was driving, and I won't touch my phone when I'm driving.
Yep.
I just don't do it.
Yep.
Right? So, of course, the phone is always going off, especially Big Dogs weekend. So Josh Tate was sitting in the front with me, and I said, "Can you just check my messages as they're coming in and just answer as me?" He goes, "How do I do that?" I said, "Just give him a thumb." And he said, "You and your fucking thumb." And he gave all these elaborate answers, pretending he was me. But don't be doing that, because people are going to expect that all the time. You just get a thumb.
Josh, the Milky Bar kid, nominated someone.
Did he?
Yeah. But Josh, I don't know, if you're going to join this person, then you've got to get a note from your mum to say that you're allowed to come out, because it's after hours, isn't it?
No, it's 1 till about 6.
Oh. Yeah, 6 is probably getting a little bit late for Josh, so
It is.
maybe if his mum gives us a note, we might approve his entry.
Okay. Well, who was he gonna?
I don't want to pronounce that, but I thought you saw that.
Oh, I know who that is. That's Wyoming,
Okay.
from Singapore or somewhere.
Yeah.
I think if you read his name, you can make Wyoming.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm not going to.
Yeah. He flew out for Big Dogs last year, stayed in Melbourne, like paid for airfares, tickets and all that. That's a good nomination.
Yeah.
We're not giving Josh one. Fuck
No,
him.
no.
No.
Would
We'll give
rather give-
Wyoming one.
Yeah. Josh will get banned at the door.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone from Greece messaged me
I
today.
saw that one.
So I said, are you going to actually be at the event?
Is he?
People need to realise that the tickets are only to the couch.
Yeah.
They don't include
Airfare.
airfares, accommodation, car hire, airport transfers,
This-
spending money.
I don't know how
If
they
you want all
can
that, start a GoFundMe
been this for
campaign.
that long. My God, my head is sweating.
Oh,
And you've got hair. What are you doing? You've got to leave it on.
Oh, don't make me throw the fucking beanie away and then put yours back on.
Mate, at least one of us is gangster.
One of the production crew, can you please pick that up? So, but we'll move on. Seeing as I just threw the beanie away, but I'll put it back on.
You've got it. It'd be even worse for you.
It's going to squish my hair down
How
there.
do people wear beanies that long?
Do you wear it like loose, like that?
Oh, that's a good look. Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Isn't that how the gangsters wear it?
No.
Can you answer that phone while I fix this up? I had it looking perfect, now I look like a dickhead.
Hello? Hello? Yep. It's Colin from ESPN.
Oh,
How are you? You know which one he is.
yeah.
Oh, sorry, what's that? We're live. Oh, you just saw that. I was just skiing. I was just,
Yeah, it's
Telling
ski
Ben.
season's coming up.
yeah, yeah. So I was
Ski
just
season's
skiing.
coming up.
So you like it? He likes this.
Ah,
Very
who wouldn't?
professional. It's an improvement. Thank you. So how's the ratings going? That's what we like to hear. Has our agent rang you? Not yet? Well, we want more money. Well, I know we don't get paid, but if we get paid, then it's more money. Are we up to 40 cents yet?
I
I'm
reckon we
waiting
might
for-
have ticked over.
I'm waiting for my 20-cent coin. We
Next
should
week,
do that
week
live.
after.
Yeah. So why are you ringing? Just to congratulate us. Really, you wanted to do that live. Yep. Okay. Maybe you are a fucker. All right. Do you want to speak to Ben? You do. It's Colin.
Oh.
Here's the first.
Hello, Colin, how are you? Oh, sorry, I couldn't hear you properly from the beanie. Yeah, the viewing's gone great, hasn't it? All episodes, I think, apart from last week's, are over 600 now. First one's got 750-ish.
Last week's will go over 600.
Yeah, so they're all, 600 plus nearly, and I'm sure this one will go just as well. But yeah, if you can just work on that money thing a little bit, mate, please.
Oh,
'cause,
it'd be awesome.
I don't know if you're aware of how much Eastlink tolls are, but geez, they really rack up a little bit, mate. So,
We
if you
need
could-
summer beanies. These are too hot.
And can you get thinner beanies, please? I know winter's coming, but it's quite warm in here, so. All right, well, we've got to keep going because we're on a tight time frame this week. So, yeah, I'll let you go.
What time do you have to leave?
And 3:15 latest.
Oh,
All right, thanks, mate. Bye.
that was nice, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. Very good. So we'll just keep hitting
I
for that
forgot he
money.
was watching when I
Yeah, I'm glad you did it, not me.
probably there goes my rise.
But you may have noticed the banner behind us, the t-shirts that we are wearing that are probably obscured by knee sleeves. But this week is the loaded lifting equipment review episode. And we've got a bit of equipment here to review.
We have, and you've been reviewing it.
I have, yeah. So things
for
got
it.
sent over multiple stages. So it took a couple of weeks to give most of it a run. So what should we start off with?
You wore it.
All right. Actually, one thing I actually bought this. So, but you
What
know,
is
what I got
it?
sick of when I was competing. I got sick of looking like a billboard for a
Yes.
brand, right?
Yep.
Sometimes, to be honest. So I was like, where can I get a plain black lifting seat? If you take it off, I'm taking it off. So I had a search, and loaded lifting,
Oh,
sell,
okay.
plain black, powerlifting suits.
So when are you getting Raw Talk printed on there?
Very good, actually. James, maybe if you can
James?
run a limited edition Raw Talk
Talk,
set.
yep.
I reckon a few people would buy that.
Not one for me. Not a good look in the bedroom.
Maybe you could wear one at Nats.
Could you imagine that?
So, but actually, James, I'm going to hit him up for that. Surely he can get something printed on.
Yeah.
And we can have one of our sayings on the back.
Which one?
It ain't sinning if you're winning.
I like that one.
What was the one
Max
from the
gave us
first
that.
one? Maybe Max can just tell us
Yeah.
half a dozen.
He's a sponsored lifter by Loaded Lifting.
Oh, he can sort it out, no problem.
Done. I've got a hook up over there.
I'm sure he slides in the James's DMs all the time, so you can just say.
These are
"Look,
Max's
mate."
actually, aren't they?
No.
Oh no, Max is still in the packet there.
Yeah, no, they're mine.
Yeah, because Max got some sent the other day. Hey?
So
That's all right.
we should get Max on to review this loaded lifting stuff as a loading lifted athlete. I'm biased.
Isn't that good? That is so good.
It's better than the fuck you're talking about.
No, he's right. He's biased. If
Like what he
he
said before.
a sponsored lifter comes on here, they see that pen that you got.
Yeah.
Stole that from the post office. No, not
They
from the
stole it
post
from
office.
Eastland,
The art
so-
centre. I got it from the art centre.
That's why your rent went up this year. All right, let's start off. So, knee sleeves. You know, I love knee sleeves, squatting in them. So, I was very keen to give these a run, and pretty impressed by them actually.
Yeah.
So for a
What
while,
were you using before?
can I say?
Yeah. Yeah. No. We're comparing.
So I was using Harris ones
Harris
for
ones,
quite a
yeah.
while. So I used their old 7mm comp stiff ones,
Yep.
and then I went to their 9mm comp stiff ones,
Yep.
which were okay, but at the same time not suitable for competitions. So
Yeah.
it'd be great if they made a comp stiff one in a legal width. But trying these on, they feel a lot firmer. And I don't know whether it's because see how they're kind of tapered at the top and bottom.
Yeah, I can see that.
These
Yep.
are the
They're definitely
for
tapered.
XL.
They're definitely.
So they're actually quite tight. Normally I wear my sleeves a little bit looser.
Are
I
these
guess.
the elbow ones?
No, these are knee sleeves.
What are they?
Elbow.
Are your arms bigger than your legs?
No. They're different.
No wonder you're a shit squatter.
They're different. They're a different cut.
Okay.
So these are actually a 4XL.
Do you want to see me turn these into a piece of fruit?
No, thank you. I want to wear them again. I have to wash them now. But pretty firm. I mean, I've never worn anything like the SVDs or whatever else
Right.
is very popular. But
So you've only ever worn two brands of knee sleeves?
yeah, Harris and these. So, but last week, because I squatted after the show, and Arian had his strong knee sleeves by Mark
He's-
Bell.
He's meant to be ready.
I
What's
know,
he
I know.
doing? Is
I
he
didn't
part
need
of the
one.
show or
Thank you.
not?
And they're folded inside out.
Did anybody apply for his job? Record.
Oh, I've got a few emails, but mostly couldn't understand them.
Right.
They're written in Persian. So,
So he's probably going to just get his job back.
yeah, I think it was his mum. He said, please don't fire my son.
Okay.
So, you would say that these are probably a reasonably popular
I've
brand?
never seen them before in my life.
Mark Bell's brand.
I've never seen them before,
Alright.
ever. I've never
Probably one
ever,
of the best marketed.
You know
pairs
why I've
of
never
knee
seen them?
sleeves.
Because GPC and Pro Raw don't use these shit. We use knee wraps.
Oh,
Can you
just
get
threw the sponsors fucking product.
We called it shit. No. James knows we
You're
don't
meant to
use.
throw this one away.
No.
But I haven't finished talking
but
about
James
it.
is a friend of mine, so I can have fun with him. But
James, knee sleeves are excellent, and
no,
I'll
no,
make a
but
commitment to.
that wasn't my point. The reason I'm unfamiliar with product of knee sleeves is because
Well, that's why I'm talking about it.
knife fight,
Yes.
gunfight.
Yes.
Is it?
Well, sometimes I like
No.
wearing a knife. So
Gunfight is wraps.
I wish I had a knife in my head now.
Max uses, so Max will not compromise his performance on a platform because he's sponsored. I'll tell you 100% guaranteed.
Yep.
So he rates loaded lifting knee wraps that highly that he would use them regardless of he was using them already.
Okay.
He was actually using them. And we said, James is already using them.
Yep,
Right?
yep.
And he's got half of his crew here uses them now as well.
Okay.
So even though he says he's biased, he's actually not.
Okay.
The problem is he's too honest.
Yeah. So I mean, I compare them to these just as a
What are
something
they?
to.
Never seen them before in my life.
But I actually prefer these in all honesty. So they felt firmer, they felt thicker, and more supportive. So when you say we don't use this shit,
I meant
I
sleeves.
mean that
idiot.
one. But so yeah, a great knee sleeve, but one that I can't wear in between sets because it was actually cutting off circulation to my calves. So because of the way it's tapered at the bottom there, so Not a big issue, just means you'd have to roll it all the way down in between sets. But yeah, it felt very, I don't know whether they're brand new, because they're brand new, they're very tight and stiff. But
This is the reason I'm
they feel
answering
very
this. There are some people that I don't ignore messages from. Very
That's
few.
right. I'll talk.
This is Scott Wasson.
Well, it gives
again,
me a chance to talk.
and we're talking about nationals, so it's
Right,
important.
you finish that.
G'day, Scott.
I'll finish this review. So yeah, definitely looking forward to wearing these more often. It'd be great if I could try and squat 700 pounds in them by the end of the year. It's still a goal
What's that
that
in
I'm
kilos?
chasing.
We live in
317 and a
Australia.
half.
We live in Australia.
Sounds cooler in pounds. So that's still a
All right.
goal that I want to chase in
Cool.
wearing knives
What's your body weight, fatty?
at 125.
No, in pounds. 275.
275.
Yeah. That doesn't sound so cool, does it? Come on.
But no, great knee sleeves, so I do recommend them. But just double check the sizing, because I mean, I never would have thought, normally I'd wear 2XL in these sleeves. Those strong ones were 2XL and these are 4XL. So
Why don't these feel much thinner?
yeah, I know they do feel thicker as well. So I presume they're legal.
So this is the Kranitz model. Extra thick.
Extra thick. So but yeah, I think it's their new Redline series.
This is
so
the
it's a new
Michael
it's a new
Alexander.
series that's just come out.
Michael Alexander model. Really thin and lean.
So yeah, definitely worth looking at and trying. So
See, because I see these all day in the gym, because all of our guys wear a load of lifting stuff.
yeah.
So that's why I'd never seen the other one that you put up, because nearly
And it's
everyone-
interesting they've only got the seam at the back as well, so normally knee sleeves will have it sort of coming down both sides as well, and I think that makes it fit better on the knee too. So they are
This one has a
left and
little
right as well.
back.
Yeah, well that's
That's the other one.
what brand's that though?
That's that
The
one I
one
threw.
isn't.
That's the.
Well, I didn't say all knee sleeves.
No, I know what you mean, because I've seen them.
The ones I've used do, so, and a few other brands.
Yes.
So, but they are right and left as well.
Yeah.
So there are specific things, but they're the knee sleeves, so 2 thumbs up. And then also their elbow sleeves.
Now my head's cold.
So once again, the Redline series for them. From
Are they
Loaded
actually
Lifting.
different, or are they smaller knee sleeves?
Well, they're different because see how the pattern's printed there and the seams here,
Ah,
whereas the
you're right.
seams there.
The back.
So that's
Yep.
obviously a knee sleeve.
Spot on. So it's actually
Yeah.
It's not a generic sleeve. It's actually an elbow
No,
sleeve.
and
a
these
knee
are
sleeve.
also, see that says 2XL right. So there's a right and left one. And these are quite firm too, so
Noticed how
make
much
sure you
thicker
check
they
the
are.
sizing. Yeah, they're quite thick. It's still legal width, so.
Are you going to try and
thickness-
put them on live?
Yeah, I am, yeah. I did it this morning again just to be sure, so. But just check the sizing. If you're unsure, email James or one of the team at Loaded Lifting
Yeah.
and give them your measurements.
And Max has always got
And,
heaps of product in here. If
Yeah,
anybody's
or
local,
Inbox Max,
Inbox Max.
Victorian sales rep for Loaded Lifting.
Slide into his DMs.
There you go.
Did I say that
You
right?
nailed it. You nailed it.
I need something. I need another challenge. That's a bit
So-
easy.
So I presume the seam goes up the inside,
Well, it says right.
and yeah. So,
Is that where you have it, Max?
but also,
He hasn't worn me. He just got his this week. He hasn't worn them yet.
I guess depending on what you're wearing it for, overhead pressing or benching, but how high you wear them can affect
Because that would have been
Yeah.
handy for you with that overhead log. Oh, that's
It
why
would have
you-
been, yeah.
You didn't do it.
if I had done it. But you can get quite a bit of spring out of them, depending on where it's sort of loaded on the arm. Because
So now
it
you've
can
got to
bunch
say
up a little bit.
bench press 200 with sleeves.
Probably, yeah. I've got to find a fed that lets me wear sleeves.
Another asterisk.
See, but I had them a little bit lower now, and there's less bunching there, so there's less spring. So it's just how you wear it.
So you can tweak them.
Yeah, to get different type of pop out of the, whether you're benching or overhead pressing. So, but quite long as well.
They're legal in strongman.
Absolutely.
So people in log press would all be wearing them.
Yeah, I would wear them for log press. Yeah, they're quite good. So, yeah, quite long as well. So normally, I think a little bit longer than normal feels like for elbow sleeves.
Here's a question.
I could be wrong.
So there's a lot of federations that allow knee sleeves.
Yeah.
IPF, USPL, which is the IPL. Knee sleeves are legal on the knees. Is it to help them lift more, protect the joint?
Yeah.
What is it? What, we don't love the elbow. There's no love for the elbow.
Yeah, it's
to
unusual,
protect,
eh?
if it's to protect the joint, the elbow is possibly more vulnerable
Yeah.
because it gets bashed on the bench press and the squat.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird. You can wear wrist wraps, knee sleeves, knee wraps, but you can't put anything around this major joint.
That's interesting. So all the IPF lifters tell me, they all tell me that the sleeve does nothing. Well, if it does nothing, why can't you wear it on the bench press?
Yeah, true.
I should look into that. I never thought of that before.
It's a very good point.
It's only when you were
Very
going.
good point.
Because if you can wear something to either keep the joint warm, which is what they tell us it's for, the elbow joint is just as vulnerable as the knee.
Yes. Just leave that there for a second.
So
That's a very good
I
point.
wonder what the argument against why we can't have them then. That's really odd, isn't it?
Can you raise that with GPC?
No, we don't allow.
International.
We don't have sleeves.
Yeah, why don't you allow?
We don't. We have wraps. We have guns.
But what about for the elbows?
Well, we don't have sleeves in general. What I'm saying is,
Well, you
our
allow them.
argument would be they would actually. We're not using them for protection. Breaking news. Knee wraps let you squat more. Ray Williams, how are you? So it's actually an advantage, and historically, we've never given that advantage on the bench press.
Yeah.
Never been there. But the IPF and the other federations tell us that knee sleeves give you nothing. It's just to keep the joint warm. Well, if that's the case, you should be allowed to keep your elbow warm. We're being honest. We're telling you. You wear wraps, you're going to squat more.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, good point.
that's why we don't allow it.
Good point. Good point. But moving on to the next product. So the knee sleeves, 2 thumbs up. Elbow sleeves, 2 thumbs up. Both also in
I've only
the.
got 2 thumbs, so do
I mean,
it in 2 goes.
You've seen a lot of sleeves before.
But
I know you
nearly
hate
all the
them,
ones I see are
but-
loaded lifting.
But the quality seems quite
Oh, the
good.
thickness of this is incredible.
But yeah, they do
We
feel.
can't demonstrate that on here.
Nah.
We could weigh them. We've got
Yeah,
scales there.
Probably. Yeah, but yeah, they do seem quite thicker, and that also helps in that bottom of the movement, whether it's a squat or bench or whatever. With
Look at the stitching.
creating the thing, but-
Look at the stitching, how fine and close together it is. Interesting. I don't want to rubbish somebody.
well, it's quite good because it's got the
They
zigzag
will.
stitching and then it's got straight stitching
Yeah.
running up and down, so
I
it's
don't-
sort of double stitched.
I don't want to
so,
talk about anybody else.
without sort of sounding like we're blowing smoke up their arse, it's an excellent product, in my opinion. Anyway.
Well, you're the user.
But another excellent product that's also been tried and tested was these deadlift slippers. So I wore them a couple of weeks ago when I pulled 335 out of the Vic Strongman comp. So, you know, I never wore slippers before.
Well,
always-
no. In hospital, we had that operation.
That's
Do you
true.
remember?
That's true. It's gone well. Amazing surgeons.
Nobody's picking the Adam's apple because the beard's covering it.
No, Thailand, the surgeons are amazing there. But yeah, there was just, well, the beard's there. But
Do people assume your gender?
occasionally,
Listen to this story. I'm going to tell you a story. True story. Wayne Collum was there with me. So we're getting the truck for the Arnolds,
yeah.
and I've gone to Budget in Frankston, which is right next door to the old PTC, Sky Road. So I've walked in there, and the guys all know me there because we finished, Howie? Bit thirsty there. You know where the water's good? Geelong. G'day, Howie. So I went to Budget with Wayne. Well, I can crack jokes.
Yeah, I know.
Harry's one of my closest friends.
Yeah, I couldn't get away with that.
No, you're not his friend. Have you got a friend request? Are you friends on Facebook?
Oh, we are. Yeah.
Because I noticed you've added a few more now.
I should add some live on the show. We can go through them. We'll pick 10
Well,
random
do you
ones.
have a list of
Yeah,
people?
yeah.
I add mine the second they send it to me.
No, I've got about 30 people sitting there. You want to go through or read them out?
I'm going to just go through and accept them for you. So this is an absolute 100% true story. All the guys in here know this story, right? So I went to hire a truck with Wayne. Wayne's the driver with his endorsed license, and I go there with a Visa card for the deposit. Anyway, and we do all the paperwork, and we get this big truck, and I give the guy the card. But I don't have a Visa card. I'm not allowed to have a Visa card.
Okay.
Have you seen my skateboard collection?
Yeah.
That's why I don't have a Visa card, right? So Nina is banned me from a Visa card, which is I'm good with. So I don't have one. So if I need to use a Visa card, then it just gives me a Visa card, right?
Yep.
So I went there and did all the paperwork, and I gave him the Visa card. The guy goes, "Is this your wife's card?" I said, "Why?" And he says, "Because it says Mrs." I said, "You just assume my gender." He was really embarrassed, right? He didn't know what to say. And Wayne is pissing himself laughing. I said, "Did
Should've
you?"
got Wayne to say, come on, Nina, let's leave it.
I said to him, "Did you?" Anyway, and then I cracked up laughing with him. I said, "That was pretty awkward, wasn't it?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Imagine if I was legit. What do you guys do?" That's the situation we're in now, you know.
Yeah.
Even though I look masculine, sort of.
Extremely.
Right?
Extremely.
You couldn't mistake me for a woman?
No.
Speaking of men that look like women, going back to Alex Michael's story, his Tinder story,
Yes.
we asked him to describe how big the girl was, because he said
Yeah, I heard this one.
she wasn't Wayne big. He said she was like Daniel Kranitz.
Oh, okay.
So can you imagine Daniel with a wig? Would you do that?
No,
Would anybody here do Daniel with a wig?
definitely not.
He-
Sorry.
apparently,
Dan.
no, but Alex would. And he goes, she's 126 kilos, Special K.
Oh, I thought you were going to say she was.
Well,
Probably.
he said she was a female version of Daniel Kranitz.
Daniel carries a lot of muscle though.
A lot of muscle.
Yeah.
She'd have spun him around and did him from behind.
Probably, like
He didn't tell us that bit.
picks him up and turns him upside down. Seen those ones on RedTube?
No, I haven't.
Max, can you please bring up, what's the word for it, Arian? You sent me the link the other
Before
day.
I told you assuming my gender story, what were you talking about?
We're trying to finish off this.
That's right. Sorry, James.
James getting the most professional review of his products ever.
Look at the poster.
So,
The banner.
deadlift slippers, I never worn them before, but I mean, I deadlift in my socks at home most of the time in the garage.
Oh, that's
so
how
I
we got
thought,
onto it. Hospital, operation, Adam's apple.
there we go,
See
there we
how
go.
Billy Connolly.
Slippers. So, yes, I was a little unsure, but yeah, they were great in the end. So, I'll probably wear these again, I'd say.
You know Dwayne deadlifts.
Every millimetre counts. Just ask Alex Michael. In height, I mean. But, that's
or
true.
Daniela Kranitz, which was her name apparently. So yeah,
Is that your container right there?
no, it's next door.
Oh.
It's got water tanks in it. So that's so Dwayne deadlifts in those. Just thought I'd say. Tell you.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. So there you go. Approved by Gwayne
So would he win?
and myself.
What would Wayne pull with straps? Max, what would G pull? Because he's got those fucking panda hands.
400.
He's got Thai pad. He's got Thai pad problems.
Can he
Yeah.
hitch?
Oh no, it's Filipino pad. Pino pad he's got. What? Because he's back. He could probably pull 400.
He had a breath trying to do the straps up.
How he would have to do his straps up for it.
Because he has to be down there for a long time.
Oh yeah, no, he'd run out of breath.
That being in that crouch position is
No, it doesn't work. We'd have to pick the barbell up for him to strap it. No, but his back and glute and leg strength is phenomenal. So it's only his little pads that let go. 400.
it's the more the positioning.
Yeah, better position.
You can
Maybe
use like figure eights. You know what they are?
because I watch ice skating all the time.
You don't have to.
Do
Really
you know what they are?
No, not in skating. But you don't have to wear them. You don't have to like crouch down and take forever because you just put your hand through them, loop them through the bar, and grip the bar, and off you go. So
Well,
that might save him a bit of breath.
Wayne's probably offended because he's got plans of pulling 400 without girly straps anyway. But
I think the Australian strongman deadlift record's 420 kilos.
is that Eben LaRue?
Yeah. So you never know. Wayne could
Yeah,
certainly get
he's,
that to take up.
he's got, like, I watch him even on his missed deadlifts, how fast the bar's moving, but his little fat pad can't hang on to it.
One of the hard things I found was going from strongman to powerlifting was getting rid of the hitch in deadlifting.
He doesn't hitch.
And then when you go to strongman, and then you're obviously lifting more than you normally can because you've got the straps and stuff. But then you forget how to hitch. So like you've got to try and tell your brain, your brain's sort of saying don't
Well,
hitch it, and then the
did-
other part's saying do it.
Did Benny Hill hitch his? Eddie Hall, did he hitch his? No. Do
Just
you reckon? I don't reckon he did. Max?
if you're strong enough,
Benny Hill's was clean.
Eddie Hall.
Eddie Hall. No, that was clean. No, he didn't hitch. He doesn't hitch. I don't reckon the biggest ones have been hitched.
No, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Yeah, just more amateur level. So anyway, I was walking through a shopping centre yesterday,
In Brunswick?
Broadmeadows.
Do they have one?
Classy, yeah. And you've got those annoying people that sit in the middle of the thing trying to flog you donation
Yes.
crap and
Jack
stuff,
Pollard. G'day, Jack. How are you? How much did Jack spend, Max?
I reckon it was at $500.
Over $500 of skincare products from some woman. Yep.
Some of them are quite attractive and
Yeah.
lure you in that way.
Use more than one card to pay for it.
Hey? He had to use more than one credit card to pay for it.
That says enough.
He
You
probably
have to go to the bank in the
he,
centre to get a
he was telling us
overdraft.
he was telling us a story. It was so funny. She stitched him up.
And I had a gym-related shirt, and some guy was yelling at something.
What gym?
No, it was a slingshot shirt.
How's that gym related?
Training related. I didn't say it was an actual gym. I said
No,
gym related.
Is it gym related?
Yeah, so training related.
All right, training related. That's better. No, no.
Didn't have to
Hey,
realise.
we're, accuracy. We're
specific.
all about accuracy.
Last week we couldn't even name the bloke with one leg, and
Casey,
now
Casey Mitchell.
yeah. The other one.
Oh, the other one.
And then this week you want me to be specific about what shirt
Was
I'm
it
wearing.
Daniel?
Anyway, I was wearing a slingshot one.
Mark.
He starts yelling out stupid stuff like, where's your slingshot and this and that, trying to get my attention. I was thinking about telling him,
You should have just backhanded.
slingshot him out of the centre, but I let it go. But then on my way out, I had to walk past him again. And he saw me again and he starts saying stuff and I ignore it. And he's like, Eddie Hall, because he's English. And so I turn around, I look at him and he's like, Eddie Hall. And I'm like, I just kept walking. I was like, fuck mate, you're this close to copping an absolute spray. So, but anyway, that's off track again.
I love
Let's finish
that
this
belt.
off. Looks good, doesn't it, with the gold buckle, if I can do it up. I think it comes in gold and black, from memory.
Only coming white.
So there you go. This is their new
pearl effect.
It's very hard to colour match, Pearl.
No one else.
This is their,
No one else.
No,
is picking
no,
it
no, no.
up. No one here's laughing. No, one heard what I
no.
said.
Crickets are chirping. But this was the belt that they sent out to us, a 10mm lever belt, looking very flash with the gold.
It looks
on
long. Yeah. I'm not. James knows what he's doing, right?
Yeah.
That's longer than 10 mil.
Yeah. 10mm in thickness.
Oh, okay.
In
A
thickness.
bit like me.
You're a lot thicker than 10mm. But yeah, so I wore this for a couple of sessions of squatting. I did my last session doing.
So you're officially a black belt now?
I'm a 10mm thick black belt. But yeah, I found it very good. I mean, I wear Inza belts normally, so I guess.
He sells them.
Well, yeah.
He does. Doesn't he, Max? He sells Inza.
Wouldn't mind an Inza belt, James, if you want one
We,
to review.
then we need an Inza banner and Inza shirts.
There goes his budget for the year. But you know, the Inza stuff I found when it was new. I mean, I've had it for years now. It was quite stiff and stuff. So this belt I found, as you can already see, sort of, is kind of moulded a little bit to my shape.
That's your
Which
shape.
is round.
That's
So
your
anyway,
shape,
so
isn't it?
it's accurate. But
Does
yeah,
that fit around your waist?
it does. Yes.
Good
Yes.
boy.
So
You're very svelte, aren't you?
very svelte for.
A fat fuck.
Yes. Put it lightly. Black shirts would have been great though, James, because
Oh no, I've got too many. I'm wrapped. He got
I
red.
sweat too much. So
Does he? Try wearing
there it
this
goes.
fucker.
So
It does. Fits good too.
you can brace the abs against it, and that was my knee that cracked, not the belt. So,
Life of a strong man.
they're still fucked from States when Arian wrapped me. They're still sore.
Are they?
Is this normal, Max?
What you should do is wear sleeves instead.
Like the side of my knee is still bruised, there's still bruising there.
No, that's not
It still hurts to touch.
I reckon it's from something else.
Fuck, I'm only going to be able to squat once a year, I think.
Do you spend a lot of time on your knees?
No.
No.
But anyway, so I thought this belt was great because of how quickly it can mould, rather
Yeah,
than having
to your shape.
to roll it up and leave it there for a month or something
Look,
and things like that.
I had a bit of a play with it,
Yep.
and then I had a look at the
What
belt.
about the belt?
I had a look at the belt after that.
Okay.
That is seriously well made.
Yeah, it is a
Like-
good belt. Yeah, yeah.
Like the build quality,
Yep,
because I've seen a few belts. That is a seriously well made belt.
yep. And just out of curiosity, that is size XL it is. So if you're wondering,
Yeah.
if you're a fat
But it's
fuck
got
like me,
play both. I mean, that's still got how many holes?
yeah, it's
Holes both
probably
ways.
on,
in the middle.
yeah, it's pretty much halfway through its adjustment range.
Yeah.
So if I get fatter, I can still wear it. And if I get thinner,
Hell will freeze over.
get that AIDS like Magic Johnson, that's about the only way I'll get thinner.
You can get rid of it. You can get rid of it. Is that the mic?
Yeah.
Was that down around your nether
I
regions?
just pulled the mic off. The microphone came off too. So there we go. The most professional review that Loaded Lifting's ever received for its
Hands down.
products.
Hands down.
But basically, the entire kit, deadlift, I mean, I haven't wore wraps.
Hello. It's a
so-
vending machine lady.
Got any samples?
How are you? Yeah. Free samples. We can do vending machine.
Give the business a plug.
No. Well, Howie wants some buckets of water. It's all right. We'll do that later.
Do they sell,
I'm your hook.
they sell 20-litre bottles, do they?
They do 20-litre bottles, yeah.
Can you imagine that coming out of the machine?
I got another message. Let me just check who it is.
All right, I'm going to move
Yeah,
on.
Yeah, you move
so,
on.
Loaded Lifting, basically, thumbs up all round. I mean, and I don't want to be fake about stuff. If it was rubbish,
Well,
I'd probably mention it. To
we
be honest.
mentioned a flaw in the Vinci belt, remember?
that's right,
So
yeah,
if people
yeah.
want to doubt our authenticity, how was that?
Yeah, and that was only a minor flaw.
Well, it wasn't a
Vinci
flaw.
belt, so
Sorry.
could have been a one-off manufacturing.
No,
thing, but we did point it out.
It was
That's
an
the
area
point.
they could improve on.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So, but yeah, whether it's soft suit, sleeves, deadlift slippers, belts, I haven't worn their wraps, but
Max.
you said Max loves them, so
I reckon Wayne
that's good
squatted
enough for me.
400 kilos in them.
Yep.
At Arnold's, he was wearing,
Okay.
it's 400.
So definitely, and good service too. Another person that I know bought
You know who else he serviced?
Yeah.
Amy Hapgood. G'day, Amy. She's about ready to pop. Okay. Oh, you didn't know? His partner.
Oh,
She's ready to pop.
Okay.
Yeah,
Very good.
we call it servicing her.
very good.
He serviced her about 9 months ago.
Obviously,
I think she's due to pop about now.
Oh, congratulations.
Well,
James
he's
and
qualified for Nats,
Amy. Okay.
but he doesn't think he'll be able to compete because he's running back and forth from the shop getting her violet crumbles and
Do
anchovies.
you reckon he's going to get like a whatever size babies wear soft suit?
I reckon.
Just for a piss
I reckon
take?
the kid will be loaded in loaded lifting gear.
Correct. Very good. So there you go. Check it out, guys. Loaded lifting. I had a friend that also bought a soft suit that arrived, and the first time they wore it, a little hole developed in the crotch, and
That can be handy
It can be, depending on the lifter
and the placement.
and the placement. But they swapped it over.
Oh,
No issues.
no,
So
James is.
yeah, just a great example of customer service there as well. So that's very important. But there it is, guys. So check them out, especially their Redline range of knee and elbow sleeves. So,
So are these new, the red line ones?
yes.
Max, is that why you just got your new ones? The
Yep.
red line and new?
Yep. So definitely worth a shot if you're looking at squatting in sleeves.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that, guys. Anyway,
Confusing as fuck.
moving on. GPC Nats. So
Oh, yeah.
we've got a few more, the second round of invites and things like that.
Yeah, let's
hasn't
get
it?
the
So-
Persian Prince in here.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll do
Alright.
a quick review of who we think is going to win or do well or podium.
Yes, yes. Yep. Alright.
You're going to stay here? You should stay here.
Yeah, well, I'm just going to
Because
quickly run to the toilet.
you got a nice. Oh, fucking, you can't do a whole show without taking a piss.
I drank too much water.
Oh,
How do they film for so long
I
without
don't
breaks?
know. I don't know. Oh,
Think
he's
yours
got,
go
his,
for 2
no,
hours?
he's got a catheter. He's got a catheter.
Hey?
I'd rather try to eat me in the ads. You guys have no ads.
We don't, no. Howie has 27 bottles of water on his table when he does his show. How does he get through? You know what he does? He empties one and then pisses in it. Yeah,
Refills the bottles
yeah.
as well.
So nationals,
Who's invited?
well, anyone that's qualified, but 67.5 kilo class.
Laura's voting there.
I don't know who's going to win that.
Laura, Joe, Billa.
No, are we doing the girls first?
Oh, we're doing the men?
We'll do the mid first.
Okay.
So the 67.5 kilo, it's wide open. Someone's going to win it. 75s,
Critter doing some
Critter. Yanni would have been his main competition, but Yanni's going up to the 82.5.
82s, right?
Yep.
Who's going to win 82s?
Well, Mr. Unbeatable.
Who's going to come second? I don't mean
Oh.
Patrick. Patrick's not even
All right.
down.
I think Yanni. I'm not sure if Brian.
Brian
Is Brian Cook doing it? Nationals? He's not. So Brian Cook's not doing it.
Yanni.
I reckon Yanni would have pushed him anyway. Yeah. What did Yanni just total?
720.
720 at 76.
What
I think
about
he's,
Jamie Bissett?
you know he's the real MVP. Jamie Bissett in the 82.5.
Jamie Bissett's been opening on his third attempt recently. He's
Did he total 700 here?
720. 700.
700 at Pro Raw, yeah. That's going to be a good battle.
That is.
So you think the podium's going over 720 by the looks of it?
Must be. Must
Yeah.
be.
Good luck to the rest of the 82.5s out there. 90 kilo class. You know what I've noticed? 90 kilo class used to be the strongest class, but the boys have all gotten.
They've all moved bigger.
Yeah,
The
they've moved
yeah.
up, and there's the next lot of 90s coming through. But Jason Sciacca, if he makes weight, he will be very hard to beat.
Is Linus doing nationals?
No, Linus is out. But he totaled 755 in Perth,
That's right.
and Sciacca totaled 780 or something like that.
Yeah.
And he actually could have totaled more, but he went for the 800 kilo total.
Yeah.
You might just get it at Nationals.
You should.
It's 24-hour weighing. Big advantage over a 2-hour weighing.
That's right.
Yeah.
Would be a huge total at 90 kilos.
Alex Michael, Luke Faulkner, they're all probably going to be pushing for the podium in the
That's
90s.
right. Alex Michael's been talking about 700.
And so has Ben Markos.
Ben Masher's been doing pretty good.
Is it Masha? Is that his?
Masher, I think. He,
Masha
went-
potato.
He went 680 at 90.
Yeah. Oh no, he's good. He's a good kid. He's capable of 700 as well.
very
That'll
good
be
form.
great. How good would it be if those three, Luke Faulkner, move over.
Squeeze over. Pop.
If those three, Luke Faulkner,
Prince of Persia.
Prince of Persia. Yeah. If Jason, the first time 700 would be Luke Faulkner, Alex Michael, and Ben Masha Potato. Imagine if those three hit their first 700 at the same meet at the Nationals. Very reminiscent of what happened to you guys with your
850-ish kilos.
So and the thing is, they're all really good kids. So I really hope they do it. Hundreds.
Oh, Alex Deccan's looking very strong. I have
Very
him for
good.
my favourite.
Scott Murdoch,
Scott Murdoch. Can he come back? Can he
And-
do it?
Ray Sagor. I think he's doing it.
He's doing it.
He's doing it.
He should be. There's no
Yeah.
other reason to do
Well
the
then,
last one.
that podium is well over 800.
Laird Ross.
Laird Ross.
With 24-hour weight, he's very dangerous.
You know, have you seen him squat? He's very dangerous to everybody in the gym.
Seen him dump a few bars
Oh
at
my
the
God.
commercial gyms he trains at. Surprised they have any bars left.
You know, no one's ever. This is the honest truth, right? I mean, no one's dumped a bar in here in a power rack. How many years? 2008, 9 years. No one's dumped a bar.
No need.
Well, anyway. Somebody made a comment. He didn't know who'd accepted invites and that, and said the best lefters aren't doing nationals. I said, really? Who? He goes, well, they're all out. I said, Critter's in, Stenzel's in, Murdoch's in, Deacon's in, Greg Gordon's in, Ray Sagor's in. He goes, oh, fuck, I didn't know. Will Crosby's in, Ryan Williams is in. He goes, oh, shit, I didn't realise they were all in. I said, the only dud ones are you. Anyway, not you, him. So the hundreds is going to be incredible.
Very tight.
The 110s are decimated. Sebastian Orob's not doing it. Ricky Goodyear's injured. Nathan Jones is injured.
Crozier's got
Daniel Blanford's injured. So Will Crozier, the kind of guy that he is, he would not take Fuzzy is not doing it. He would not take a win without competition. So Will is going to lift as a 125 lifter, whatever he weighs, he doesn't care. And he's going head to head with Ryan Williams in the 125s. So whilst that's made the 110s this year, it's nearly every year it's the standout weight class because of Nathan and Ricky and the boys. This year it won't be because they're all missing, but that gives an opportunity to have a new 110 kilo class winner, which I think is brilliant. So 125s, obviously Crozier and Williams because Josh Tate's injured, so Josh Tate can't do it. So that's unfortunate because Josh would have really pushed them as well. 140s, might be this guy, I think. He might move up.
If he goes up, he might as well win.
Well, I think I'd love to see him in a battle with Geordie Stephens.
Oh, I'd love to go. Jordan and I go way back.
Yeah.
We're actually great friends.
Yeah, he's
And,
great. Everybody's friends with him.
Yeah, he's a great guy. So if there was an opportunity to go up against
Okay,
Jordan, it'd be
leave it
great,
with
to be honest.
you know. This invite hasn't gone out yet. He's a young 15 or 16-year-old boy from Queensland. Ricky Goodyear trains him.
I've seen him.
Sell
Yeah.
him.
Sell him. He heard it here first. You're getting an invite to Nationals, big guy. Total 700 already. You're not allowed to wear, he still wears a nappy, he's that young. You're not allowed to wear the nappy at Nationals. But I love kids that strong coming through. And have you spoken to him? He's a nice boy. So anyway, someone tell him that he's at Nationals. I'll do the invite later. Oh, no, we're live. That's what I forgot. We're
He'll
live.
get the invite before he sees this.
No, we're live. How can you do that?
I mean, yeah, there's a time delay in Queensland.
There is, but that's
2 years.
measured in years, yeah.
Yeah.
Vassar super heavies.
Vassar's one super
Andy
heavy.
Hargraves.
Is Andy Hargrave doing super heavies as well?
I reckon he might because he said to me I'm too fat for 140. Did he say I'm too fat for 140s or too fat for 125s?
140s, I'm guessing.
Right. Anyway, so and Big Shannon should go over 800. So they'll be the big movers and shakers. Again, Big Dogs has taken a little bit away from that field. And no apologies because Alex Zerber made a very good comment the other day. I put up the list of our top totals, and he said, "Damn, the super heavies got strong quick." Now I believe that's a couple of reasons. One, Pro Raw has had Brandon Lilly, Chad Wesley Smith come out to go against Odell, and having the internationals always brings people up. And then with Wayne and Alex and Luke Poley, and all of a sudden now You know, a 950 total used to be extraordinary, but I think it ranks about 8th or something like that. Yeah, a 950. So our super heavies definitely got strong.
Won't get you a podium in Pro Raw, let alone Big Dog.
True. Well, it didn't. I mean, we spoke about after, you know, he didn't get a podium with his PB total. Yeah. Shannon Florison, so they're all getting set for Big Dogs. More news on that too about Big Dogs and the battles. The women, usual suspects, although Laura Scrow, she didn't qualify in the 60s. She qualified in the 67s.
Yep.
So, no, I don't think anyone's going to push Jen Smith.
No, not in that
Not
weight
on,
class, no.
not on this planet, no. Maybe we could put some of the boys against her.
Oh, they'd probably lose as well.
Yeah, no, we can't do that then.
She's going to
So-
impress someone.
I think Joanne Gregan and Bill are favourites for the 67s.
But then again, Laura's been adding quite a bit to her composite. I mean, last
If she comes in a full
66.
67,
Oh, yeah.
because she only weighed just over 60 with her last comp, yeah. So, all right, well, it'd be good to see Laura push them. 75s.
75s. Cat's not doing it this year.
Cat who?
Cat,
Bethune?
the other one. Roomford? Becca. That's
No.
right.
Oh, well, no, I don't think
She doesn't do GPC. She does do GPC.
no, she's definitely qualified. I don't know yet.
Okay.
I mean, if she
doesn't-
does it, she's untouchable. Yeah.
Favourite there?
Oh, by miles. Then she totaled 540. She went by 100 kilos.
Quite a bit.
Yeah. Dakota's going to probably podium, 75s or 82s, what?
75.
75s. So she'll be pushing it. Dakota will be right up there. Lyndall Vile's not doing it, she's doing that challenge. Oh, you know who else we forgot in the 67s? Belinda Salvanera from Adam Mazon's gym, BTCL. She's a gun lifter, that one. Yeah, she'll push for the podium as well. And then I noticed on the heavier weight classes, it was one year where we had, I reckon it was 12 women go over 400 2 years ago at the Nationals. They've died it down. The girls have all died it down because we don't have a large number of super heavyweight women this year coming through. So they've either come back down in the weight classes. So there's no, as far as I'm concerned, the 90, the 110 and the super heavies are all open. Anybody can win them.
Yep.
So there's no red hot favourite for any of them.
What about the 82s?
82 kilo class women.
But Annie Short, you've got
Annie Short. She qualified #1.
You think so?
She did.
Oh, she did,
on
yeah,
the
with
rankings.
500.
Yeah, 500.
Yeah.
So she'll be very tough to beat. I think Gus Cook has qualified. I think he's coming down and doing it as well. Her boyfriend, husband. Are they married?
I'm not sure. We've also got Rachel Tito out of Iron Revolution.
Rachel Tito. She's another strong one.
She is.
Another-
And,
She's a dual sport, isn't she?
yeah.
pretty good at rock hugging as well.
She's very good at it.
Always amazes me, these guys and girls, but seems to be mainly women that are at the top of their sport in powerlifting and strongman.
Kate
I mean, I
Mitchell.
don't think I could personally be,
Kate Mitchell,
you know,
Joanne Gregan.
at my level in powerlifting. Not that it's super high level, but
There's a trick to it.
you know, and be that same sort of competitive level in strongman. But
There's a trick to it.
what?
Matt Croc showed us. Hey,
Janae
it's all
Croc.
about if you're willing to, whatever it takes. Everything you got. Remember, Benny?
Beautiful
Everything you got.
heavyweight woman.
So if you want to be at the top of both, there you go.
But
So that's pretty much the nationals. As I can think of, Fassa is going. What's his best total? 950. He's looking to better that at nationals, even though he's got Big Dogs coming up. He just wants that one more big total. I think for his confidence as well, because he didn't push his bench. He just broke the record.
That's right.
He didn't go all out. I reckon he might have a red hot go at it.
You think so?
I think he will. I think he will.
I think he's close to a 600-pound bench.
I think he's very close to it.
about 1,000 total.
I reckon that's in the back of his mind. I think Trent's keeping him fairly level-headed. Any improvement on the 950 will be a bonus, but I reckon in the back of their minds, they're thinking if all things go well, because you guys know about preps. All things go well, I reckon. Vasa will hit 1,000. We just don't know when.
No pressure though.
Yeah.
So I mean,
No, he'll hit 1,000.
he put pressure on me last week to get Raw Talk episode 5 up. So
He did,
I
didn't
thought
he?
I'd just put a bit of pressure back on him.
These guys, the messages, they're really, really, really waiting for this, like you're going to get some revelation.
I think he said more Fast and Furious movies have been released quicker than we released Raw Talk episodes.
That's
so.
a terrible thing to say.
Yeah.
They're doing 10 in 20 years, did you know that?
No.
No, so what they're doing with Fast and Furious is it's a 20 year, they're doing 10.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, and then that's done, it's finished.
Hopefully one of us doesn't die in a fiery car crash though.
Vin Diesel.
Halfway through.
Vin Diesel.
If you're Vin Diesel, that must make me Paul Walker. Alright guys, this is my last episode of Raw Talk.
You're about the same colour.
Pre-accident, but people at home just went, whoa.
No? Hey, it could be worse, we could, no, I'm not going to be.
Yeah,
we're not
let's
gonna
leave
go
that one there
Footy ones.
before it goes way off.
My footy joke, I can't, no. Too soon. Way too soon.
We'll move on to
Battles. Can we talk about formulas for a second?
Sure can.
We're very lucky here that we have a mathematical genius, a mastermind.
Really?
Yeah, Michael Alexander.
Oh.
Yeah. So he's come up with a new formula. And it came about by accident. We weren't aware that. Fuck, that's hot.
Whenever you take it off, I'm taking it off. At least I can hear now.
So,
Is this Michael Alexander? Is he a big bloke or a little bloke?
well muscled.
Okay.
Yeah.
Natty?
I don't know, I didn't ask.
Oh.
So anyway, so he's having a chat to us in here.
Where's he live?
Not far away from here.
Has he ever been to Montrose? Not, he doesn't live in Montrose. Oh, it's.
I think he's been there.
Something else.
I think
Starting
he's
with
been
M where he lives. Sorry.
So Michael Alexander was in the gym the other day and he's talking to us and he's giving us a lesson on everything. And he actually said, powerlifters know fuck all about nutrition. So I rocked back in my chair and checked our record boards and his name wasn't on there.
Oh.
So that was intriguing, that his name wasn't actually on there. And he had that famous quote and he said that if all he cared about was total, he would be fat and on drugs. I said, wow. And I think Max made the comment, so why are you powerlifting if that's not your goal, if it's not total?
Yeah.
Why aren't you bodybuilding? But anyway, and he said, and I said, well, the reason is because weight moves weight. You can argue it all you like, but have a look at Wayne.
Yeah.
Now, when Wayne squatted, I'm going to interrupt the story, when Wayne squatted 400 kilos at the Arnold's last year, at Pro Raw 8, a family friend of mine, straight after the squat, that is in the fitness industry and knows nothing about the strength industry, watched it and said to me, it's not that impressive. And I said, why? Well, because he weighs over 170 kilos. And I said, she goes, she knows Max, she goes, didn't Max just squat 300 at 90 kilos, which is over triple body weight? Right. And I said, she's not right. And I said, well, a better way to look at it is that there's between 50 and 100 powerlifters in Australia that can squat triple body weight. Max's little brother did it. He was wearing a school uniform. Somebody thought he was Angus from ACDC. He was that young when he did it, right? So many people can squat triple body weight in Australia. But I said to her, only 2 men have squatted 400. So which do you think is the harder task? I said, don't look at it that way. So anyway, she goes, oh, okay, I didn't know that. I said, yeah, he's only the second man to do it. That's why there's a big fuss. But every man and his dog squats triple body weight.
Yeah. Not quite.
Nearly. Funnily enough, the guy that Michael Alexander, he doesn't.
Ah.
Interesting. So anyway, so I'm having this conversation with Michael and he goes, Wayne's squat at 420, weighing 180, is just over 2 and a bit times body weight. He goes, have a look at all the other names there. And I said, yeah, but Alex, it doesn't work like that. So according to Michael Alexander, the new formula, and it's just called Alexander's, okay, is it's all body weight. It's how many times body weight. So Dan Green, fuck you with no skinny champions. Apparently, Michael Alexander said they're all skinny champions. Yeah. So no one over 80 kilos is ever going to win a powerlifting meet again.
No.
Do we need those heavier weight classes? I don't think so. Well, they can't win. How much you lift is irrelevant now. How much you weigh compared to how much you lift. Anyway, so he's teaching us all. He's giving us a lesson. There's about 3 or 4 of us around here listening to this. Who do you reckon walked in?
Big G.
Gwayne walked in, and with the entrance, opened the door, there was a gush of wind. So Alex was
Shawn
backpedaling
Michaels theme
so fast, that he actually broke the world indoor record for backpedaling.
Oh, is that what that hole in the back wall is,
But
where
it-
he crashed through
They
it?
still want to measure, because they think it might have been wind assisted from when the door opened. And it's only the indoor record.
I see.
The Italian army from 1939 still has most of the backward running records.
Very
Probably
good.
will never be broken. But Michael Alexander has continued to say we took it out of context. All of us took it out of context, right?
Okay.
So he's still backpedaling. So I think what's happening is he's going for the marathon record now as well. So he's got the sprint one, the indoor. But I think he's backpedaling for the marathon because he's continuing to backpedal a week later.
It's a lot of backpedaling.
So much backpedaling. But I understand it when non-powerlifting people, see you later, when non-powerlifting people make those comments, because they don't know, they have no idea. But when somebody within makes that comment,
It's a bit disappointing.
that's one word.
What
So
were you going to say?
Are we going to,
What word would you use?
that's fucked. So are we going to use the Alexander formula from now on? No.
No. Sorry, mate.
No?
No, I
But
don't
what if
think
he
so.
publishes it? You know,
Could he?
in all seriousness, you know who I'd like?
Maybe he could start his own show, seeing as he has views on this one.
No,
No? We won't share what his views were on this show. Do you want to share?
no.
Okay.
You've got to protect people from themselves sometimes.
Okay.
Now, you know who I'd like to get here and interview? This is serious. You guys are going to laugh and say, Marcus being a fuckwit again. Robert Wilkes. I want to ask him about the formula because his formula is widely regarded as the best one around. And it probably is, right? And I want to ask him about why he thought, because there was Schwartz Malone was already out, Rochelle was out, and I'm curious as to why he did it, how he did it, whether he thinks it needs adjusting, and if so, why it hasn't been adjusted. I might just send him an email because he might feel funny about coming on, and I get that. I mean, there's no issue with that.
Just tell
But
him not to watch any of the previous episodes.
No. But I might actually send him an email, and I'll try and get the answers to those questions, just to show people. Somebody very high up in GPC, go Jerry. He didn't realise I was joking.
I
about
thought you meant Jerry was the bloke driving the truck.
No.
Going past.
No, that's Tom.
Oh,
Yeah. So Jerry sent me a message because he saw my comment about a new formula, because he said to me, "Can you tell me about this new formula because we're in need of one." He's not happy with the formula that we use, and I said it's a joke. And he said, "Oh, right." I said, "You haven't watched the other episodes?" He goes, "I've watched a bit of them." I said, "Yeah, that's all we do. We just joke." But this guy's fairly high up, and people are starting to understand that the formulas that we use are actually flawed because they've never been adjusted from when they were written. I think I've spoken about that before.
We have
But I'd
covered
love to
it,
get the
yeah.
answers from Bobby on formulas.
imagine if we could get him on.
Well, it doesn't have to be on. If I can get the answers in an email from him, that'd be enough for me. Yeah.
In all seriousness.
Yeah, I might send him an email. I've got his phone number.
Maybe you could ring in on one of these episodes. What do you think? No? All right, let's move on. Token lifts. Something you wanted to mention?
They're a thing of the past in GPC.
Okay.
It came to a head in 2015 GPC state titles here. We had lifters, remember that, Max? Everybody doing token lifts, GPC states here? 2015.
What year was it?
Yeah, well, do you remember when it happened, 2015?
I think so.
And I said that day, I actually said, this is
Thank
fucking,
you, Max.
I'm not doing this again. Because I was wasting my time. And they were doing them because the qualifying for nationals was to do states.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah.
one guy actually just did one squat, which was 220 kilos beneath his best, and then went home.
Oh, yeah.
It counted as having competed. And when we have to set the place up whether people are doing serious, so I was very, very upset. So that's why we came up with the qualifying thing. You've got to qualify somehow.
Well, things have changed, haven't they? Yeah.
There's no token lifts, but I have noticed on the weekend and a few other weeks, there's been a lot of token lifts performed in comps. That's why it came up again. It's a horrible look. There's no place for them. But people run their meets and feds as they, and I said, if it wouldn't have continued here because I wasn't going to put another show on for people running token lifts, I wouldn't have counted it towards nationals qualifying.
Yeah.
So they're a thing of the past in GPC. Hopefully they'll be a thing of the past. They just waste everybody's time. Why would you pay $75 to do a comp to token lift?
Yeah, I guess unless it was, a requirement for competing in a larger competition. So,
And it is, right? But
which, this appears to be.
And
But
the thing is, every Fed in Australia is very good at spacing out their states and nationals. So it's not like you can't recover. You know, it's
Yeah,
not like
yeah.
you don't know 6 months in advance that you've got states coming up. If you're injured, I get it.
yep.
But that's why wild cards are helpful. Don't do the comp injured. Don't do token lifts. Speak to the meet director or your state delegate. I'll get you a wild card because I want the best lifters there.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point.
But it's good that nearly a thing of the past. You're in a hurry, aren't you?
I am. As I said, we've got to be on the other side of Melbourne later on, so we've got to keep it moving. But
Nothing good
The last,
happens on the other side of Melbourne.
plenty of good happens there. One of the last major things we wanted to cover was the Big Dogs. The Pro Raw. Sorry.
Battles.
Start again. I can't think properly without my thinking cap
Think
on.
cap, yeah.
So, the Friday Night Fight Club battles. We've given it a name.
It's
I gave it a name.
No, you're not calling it Fight Club, but it will
But
be.
it is,
It will be a
head
card.
to head.
So Nick Edlin, when I've got all the battles lined up, will be a card, like
Yeah.
a fight card,
Oh, well, there you go.
not Fight Club.
Let's just go along with the name because it sounds cool. Okay, just like the Big
So
Dogs
this,
2
yeah,
VIP.
so what
casting
actually,
couch.
how this came about? I thought about the idea of battles a while ago, but I just couldn't fit it in, and it was like, who would fly? I'm waiting for and action.
I'm a bit worried that this shot's a bit far out this week.
Is he going to say and action?
I'm waiting for it.
I don't know if we're on.
And action. Oh, thinking cap. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Another battery malfunction.
The reason we're in a hurry is Ben has to go to work, and a lot of you don't know, this is not just the only place he makes his money. Ben
Thank
writes,
God.
you guys would have seen the letters written into Penthouse and all that. Ben does one for a game magazine. So he has to write all those fantasy letters, you know. So
Gotta go home, set the music right, the saxophone.
he's very
get
gifted
the
writer.
creative juices
We should
flowing.
read one out. Maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we shouldn't.
So the
Battles.
The battles.
So I thought about it a while ago.
Not the Fight Club.
Couldn't fit it in. Didn't know where to fit it in because when things start, we're not going to have the money straight up, right? But Emad, who's seldom wrong when it comes to this, he predicted that we'd have nearly 1,000 members, but GPC went in. He thinks that this one, the prize money will go up to 2, 3, 4 grand very, very quickly. This is the most unique competition of its kind. It'll be copied pretty soon by someone, I imagine. All good ideas are.
Yeah.
And because his idea was to have it at Big Dogs weekend, because everybody's going to be in town anyway, so no one is making a special trip. That's what we're able to get. Well, we'll get to that. So battle number 1.
Battle number 1, Jen Smith versus Laura Scrow.
That's worth the price of admission. I mean, that's going to be insane.
Who's your pick?
You can't pick a winner. I can't.
Come on.
Well, they're
He has to because he's our powerlifting
okay.
expert.
Yep.
Well, I watched a video of Laura and she changed her deadlift technique. She doesn't need to do much after that.
You need to say the words Laura Scrotum. Laura Scrow.
Laura Scrow's going to
Say it
deadlift
to me.
for the win and
Say it
win.
to my nipple.
Laura Scrow's
Going to beat Jen Smith.
Going to beat Jen Smith.
You're a brave man.
Through the deadlift, is that what you're saying?
Oh, she's going to squat her.
Oh, okay,
They're going to
sorry.
be kind of equal on the bench and she's going to deadlift enough to win.
Yep. And you don't have
No scales.
no scales?
Who's going to get fatter? They're going to be 2 little roly-poly girls, aren't
It's a
they?
bit hard.
Because
Women
they're not
actually
very
care
tall.
how they look.
No, they carry about $1,000. They can buy shoes.
Battle number 2, Critter versus Brian Cook.
Oh my God. Now, logic tells you Critter doesn't lose, but Brian Cook has the ability to come in at 95 kilos. Critter doesn't. Critter might get to 80, but I reckon
Brian's going to win. Like
You
you
think
said,
Brian-
Brian's going to come in heavier.
Brian can definitely come in
Brian's
heavier.
performance is always screwed up by the fact that he cuts a lot of weight.
I agree. 100%.
His training is amazing.
I've seen his best total. It was 740 at 82 and a half.
That's right.
Critter's done 757.
Yes. Brian will come in a lot heavier. Brian
Yeah,
will
I think Brian.
95, 100.
Look, I think Brian has hurt his performances in the past because of the cut. I think Brian would agree, right?
Back up.
And I don't think Critter's going to be over 80 kilos. I just don't think he will. He cares too much about how he looks.
He'll back up that weight moves weight.
Yeah, we'll
See how that goes.
that's what I was saying to Max. We're going to see once and for all how much weight cuts do affect their totals, aren't we? No scales, no weight cuts, and no draws. No draws. You guys finish on the same total. You're not jumping on scales. You're splitting the money. No draws. Okay. So if they both total 760, it's $500 each. Right?
There you
No
go.
draws.
That's the rules.
Weight will not come into it.
Battle 3, back with the women. Joe Gregan versus Lyndall Vile.
Oh, good
Lyndall
luck.
loves this show.
Good luck.
Joe did beat Lyndall by 2.5 kilos at Pro Raw.
Yep, but,
Both had okay days.
yeah, but going back to your argument,
Lyndall cuts weight.
Lyndall can pack on the weight if she has to.
That's right. Lyndall's deadlift is huge.
Yeah.
She can compete with Joe.
The
for
thing
the
is,
squat and
they are both really fierce, seriously fierce competitors.
That's right. When you watch them go to the bar, they're gonna get the lift.
I wonder if they're that fierce in the bedroom. That's scary.
Just got to ask some of the.
I'm not asking anybody.
Alex
I'm not asking
community.
anybody. But that one there, good luck picking that one. That's going to be hard.
Lyndall.
Lyndall.
I'm a big Lyndall fan as well.
Pop goes with Lyndall.
Lyndall.
Prince of Persia.
All right.
Did we decide if it was Prince
Pop.
of Persia or Persian Prince?
Prince of Persia, Pop.
Pop.
Pop. Well, now it's going to become Weasel.
On his
But he's now going to become Weasel. And I'm bringing one on.
on his
I'm going to bring one on. I used to sell them at Walton's.
did you?
Used to step that round and round the mulberry bush, the monkey cheese that we...
On his custom made loaded lifting raw talk soft suit. You can say Pop on the back.
Pop. Or Weasel.
Or both.
Or both.
Battle number 4, Patrick Morrison versus Scott Murdoch.
Ugh. So,
You act surprised every time I read these out. You're the one
because
who created them.
there's no way you can pick a winner on that. Patrick Morrison has never been beaten. Scott Murdoch is as tough a power lifter as I've ever seen. Well, his stubbornness nearly cost him his leg. You remember that at Pro Raw 8?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember
nearly
that.
cost him his leg. Have you seen this? Right. This man doesn't understand. He can't spell quit. But
Bar was better after he missed the squat, wasn't
he
it?
didn't finish school. So in fairness, not being able to spell quit is,
It's
not...
a little hard to quit when you
And
can't
it
spell.
is, and it's a hard word because it's got the U and people, yeah. So you can't spell
Q's
quit.
a funny letter.
It is. But the head says Patrick Morrison, but the heart says he's going to have to be at his best to beat Scott Murdoch.
That's right.
But-
That's right. He doesn't look like he's ever pushed his lifts because he doesn't have to. He
We haven't
has
seen Scott's best total. No one's seen Scott's best total. So who's going to win?
Patrick Morrison.
Patrick Morrison.
Pop goes with Patrick.
I don't, like you said, he doesn't lose.
He doesn't lose.
He has a lot more in every lift, other than his bench, which is okay, but
Well, you called him the junkyard dog last week.
He is a junkyard dog because he will, this is the truth, right? Because I was trying to tee up, I wanted Matt Stenzel to go against Patrick, but Matt's, he's got priorities in his business, he's got a new business and it's going, and he won't have the time to, and that's fair enough, because I'm glad, you know what, he's a true gentleman. Instead of just taking it because of the glory, I did battles and all that, he said, I'm not going to be 100%, and Patrick deserves someone that's going to be 100% to go against him.
Yep.
So he said, he goes, I'm telling you now, I won't be 100%. So he pulled out. How good is that? I mean, but then Patrick Morrison said, you don't need to re-message me when you find an opponent. I'm in.
Okay.
Doesn't matter who I pick,
Yep.
I'm in.
Yeah, text.
He is a junkyard
Yeah.
dog. And then when he heard it was Scott Murdoch, he didn't know, he was wrapped because he wanted a scrap. And he's going to get a scrap with Scott Murdoch.
that's right.
So what are you going to do in the event of, say, one of these guys or girls, knock on wood, nothing happens, but had an injury or something? Do you have backups for each of these
I've
battles?
got reserves, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have they been told?
No,
Okay.
not yet.
What about in the
Keep
case
training,
of
guys.
bombing? If someone bombs on, say, their squats.
They lose their money. The person
So
gets
the-
an easy $1,000.
The fifth one, this is an interesting one, is the Aussie strength coach, Seb Oreb, versus Gabriel Velasquez from USA,
So Gabriel Velasco is
Arkansas.
125 kilo class,
Yeah.
and Sebastian's 110.
Yeah.
But Sebastian can carry 115, and they both didn't have their best meets.
No, that's right.
It seems odd to say that they both went 895 and 900. They didn't have their best meets. Gabriel's totaled 910 before, and watching Sebastian's training lifts, I thought he was going to total 930, but he totaled 900.
Yep.
So pick one.
Oreb does have the Lily Bridges on his side on the day. They will
Yeah.
be here.
Yeah. Gabriel's bringing Max Rodriguez. G'day, Max. He
Okay.
loves the show, and a few
I
others.
accepted his friend request.
Oh, good boy.
Yeah, I met him when he came in, so.
Weight does move weight,
Yeah.
and Oreb is not going to put on that much.
Gabriel's going to be pretty heavy.
Gabriel's gonna
And he's
become
done
huge.
he's done 910 before.
That's right.
Have you seen the size of his head?
Yes, it's almost as big
Wow. It's got its own postcode. It's
as these
ridiculous.
125 guys have.
And he was rapt to get the invite.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like he accepted it last night, and I waited till this morning to announce it. He's a very popular guy. He has made a ton of friends in Australia. He's I'm not going there.
And
I'm not talking about
Leslie will
sex
probably
and
be
dick pics.
just as happy to
Tim Tam
come
lady.
back out to load up on those Tim Tams. She
Tim
called
Tam
me out
lady.
on that
I saw
this
that.
week. So
Tim Tam lady.
there we go. I said it again.
Now,
Bring a spare suitcase.
challenge number 6.
Yes.
Heard it here first. Should I post this up on the Book of Faces before
No.
this comes
No.
out?
Let's give us a real exclusive.
All right, yeah. So the only place you can see this now, and I've spoken to both lifters, so this one comes with a lot of asterisks because we need a perfect storm for this to happen. Wayne Howlett's a forgotten man of powerlifting in Australia. He tore his quads at Capo Nationals when he should have squatted 400. Came back and did his comeback comp at Pro Raw 7. Squatted 390, totaled 950. And hasn't done a total since. And he's been rehabbing his shoulders. And he's been sitting quietly watching the supers move up.
Yep.
Where he should be right at the top, like I mean right up there. So I've spoken to Wayne. He's having a dead set crack at it. He's going to Russia. And if all things go to plan, he'll be at Big Dogs too.
Awesome.
So if there's a hiccup along the way, he will do battles. And the person he wants to go against and the person that wants to go against him,
Drum roll.
Will Crozier.
Ooh. What a battle.
But Will Crozier is confident, without being arrogant, of going 950 at Nationals in the 125s.
Absolutely.
So Will has said to me that his dream is to be on the Big Dog stage. If he totals 950, he's in, because that's what Vassar totaled.
Yep.
And I said, any Aussie totals 950, they're in. So from the minute he heard that, that's been his one and only goal, which is why he's moving up. So those two boys could either be at Big Dogs too, or they could be at battles.
Okay.
So that it'll say card can be changed, right?
Yep.
So,
Yep.
but I want to be selfish, and you're in a hurry because these stories aren't going to write themselves, right? But I've got to mention this.
Yeah.
I'm going to embarrass two people here. Sorry, fellas. If I had a choice of picking a matchup, historical one, the one that I want, is Emad Naif and Michael Brook. That was one of the first, back in 2010 and 11 and even early 12, Michael Brook was unbeatable at 75, won every comp he went into. Emad came onto the scene and they ended up doing Pro Raw 3. And Michael Brook had a PB total in that comp, but Emad totaled 622 at 78. I think Michael was 617 or something like that around there at 79. And that watching those two go, it was a superb battle. They became good mates after that. At the moment, they're not heavily involved in their training.
Yep.
But they're not. And if anything could motivate them, is to put these two guys on head-to-head on battles. But if it doesn't happen this year, there's another reason why it might not happen this year.
Yep.
1 year, I would like to see Emad Naif and Michael Brook go head-to-head again on a big stage, just those two boys. Because, I mean, people don't realise, I think, might be talking out my ass here, but I reckon also in that field that day, Martin Ewan got smashed, Christos got smashed. So we're talking about these guys, the new people that have come onto the scene don't realise how elite these two guys were. They were just totally dominant.
Yep.
Emad went on to Nationals and totaled 600 at 75. So, but Michael stopped training, competing. So that would be a dream matchup for me, on a selfish note.
Yep.
And to make those boys. And I know Michael's training, Scott Wasson's helping Michael with his training. So Michael is training, Emad's doing what he can, but they're not in that competitive, they haven't got a comp on the horizon. So that, on a selfish note, I'd like to see that. So if Will Crozier and Wayne Howlett go at each other.
Wayne Howlett is about 140 kilos.
No. Wayne carries about 131 in fairness. Wayne doesn't allow himself to get overweight. About 131 is about as heavy as he'll get.
So I know weight moves weight, but Will Crozier is exceptional. He was having problems with his squat before Pro Raw. He didn't deadlift to his full potential because he didn't need to.
But this is something people don't realise about Wayne. So Wayne's already squatted 390. Okay, very efficient squatter. He squats upright, and he's got massive quads. So it always looks like, he maybe didn't hit depth. But the hip joint is about 12 inches lower than the top of his quad because of the way he's built, right? So extremely efficient squatter. So his strength is the squat. He's got it well over Will. Here's something else people don't realise. Wayne Howlett has benched 250 in competition. But when he did his total, he had injured shoulders and he didn't bench 250. So if you do the maths, if Wayne can squat 400, bench 250, that's 650 already. he's going to be around 1,000 kilos. He can, seriously, without blowing smoke up his ass, he can go around 1,000 kilos.
Yeah, yeah.
But a lot of people look at his 950 total, don't realise that he's benched way more than that. But Will's got that killer deadlift.
Yeah.
So whatever lead, and Wayne should have a lead, because he'll definitely outbench him and out-squat him.
Yep.
But Will's one of the best deadlifters in Australia. So if that battle goes on, if they're both at 100%, I think Wayne wins.
That's right.
I think Wayne wins. Because he's got a 16 kilo weight advantage, 15, 16 kilo weight advantage. I think, but I'd rather see them at Big Dogs too than battles.
Yep.
And I'll fill in the battles with somebody else. Two strong men, but doing power lifts.
Who would
It's
you
not a
choose?
bad one.
Who would I choose? I don't know. I'll have to think about that, but I reckon that would be interesting. Why not involve a couple of rock huggers? Popular ones.
King Rock Hugger, maybe?
Aaron Scarborough. Can he power lift?
He can power lift.
Can he?
Yeah, he can.
Start training as.
Start training, Aaron.
Maybe you could just have Nathan Wells and Warwick Eccles. 2 125s head to head.
So the thing with battles and pro raw, I don't
Sorry,
want
boys,
to. I don't
I'm
want to. I don't want to offend anybody, right? But
I was joking.
no, I know you were, but a lot of
Okay.
people have sent me messages saying, "I'd love to go against such and such." So the only way that it's going to work, because I've got to come up now. We've got to come up now with another $6,000 in prize money. So we're going to charge $20 at the door, whatever. If we get 300 people in here, it's all, whatever is raised is going to the lifters. So understand all that. This is just being put on because everybody's in town, and it will be good. So don't think this is a money-making. If somebody steps up, we're looking for a sponsor, major sponsor of battles. If somebody steps up and offers another $4 grand or $5 grand, whatever, that's going into the kitty. I'm not doing this to make money.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone's got that. So, therefore, the person coming through the door paying $20,
Buy
they're going to see Seb. They're going to want to see.
Just come watch the whole episode.
She does it every. She books in for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's
Thank
got
you,
a season
Seb.
pass.
Number 1 supporter.
Number one. So, the people coming through the door. Apologies to anybody that's. They want to see the best lifters in Australia.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's, you can tell by how hard these battles are. That's what I've tried to do.
Yeah.
Because sure, it would be fun for a few people if, say, you two went head to head. A lot of friends, right? But are people going to want to pay $20 to see that?
No, of course
Without
not.
being rude? No. They're
Not
not.
unless one of us poops our pants on the squat or something.
Yeah. But so I've got to actually put the best lifters
Yeah, of course.
in this, the ones
Of
that
course.
people want to see. So
Yeah.
that's been an objective. And I spoke to Ricky, spoke to Josh Tate, I spoke to everybody about doing it. Obviously I spoke to Stenzel, I spoke to Les Grills, I spoke to Billa Hamilton. So the people that seek the highest competition in Australia and do well will be rewarded with an invite to the most exclusive competition in Australia now.
Oh yeah.
It is.
Absolutely.
That's it. Well, you're in a hurry. Are you thinking? Think along bears. I've got such a good bear joke. We haven't got
Can't
time.
say it. It's a long one.
What's when you used to go bear hunting? Do you remember?
What about that person I showed you started following me on Instagram during the week? All those bloody bear tags.
I got a friend request from somebody, and I always accept everybody's
Disturbing.
Facebook ones.
Disturbing.
Every picture this
put it
guy
up.
had was with his. He was an older gentleman in his 50s or 60s, big guy. What if he's watching? A lot of grey hair, but always with his top off. And I didn't see much powerlifting stuff, so I actually didn't accept him because I thought he might have been thinking I was Ben.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't believe the bear tags are on his
Apparently, Wayne Howlett tells me that he's ranked highly in the game. Yeah,
They would love him.
they would love him, wouldn't
They
they?
would love him. Especially he's doing his movie stuff now. And there was
He is.
a photo of him dressed up like a pimp or something.
Oh, with that-
big fur
I
jacket.
love it. I love that
Mate,
jacket.
the boys would have loved that.
That jacket was made for Wayne Howlett. That is
Yeah.
just perfect. For
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
So yeah, he's high up in the gay world. Interesting.
He had an interesting story the other day about it, didn't he? But
He did. That was
it's for
a bit-
another.
Oh, yeah, yeah. You should go.
It's for another thing,
We're gonna
but,
wrap this up. We still got to do our preview that we do after the
We
show.
do,
but
we
it
do,
looks
we
like
do.
we do
So
it before the show. So,
We'll wrap it up, but guys, keep those entries coming in for the Big Dogs 2 VIP casting couch competition. So we are going to run that pretty much up until almost the event itself.
Until one comes in that knocks us off our feet and
Yeah.
say, stop sending them in, we have a winner.
So keep coming in. The
I have a
humorous, they don't have to all be sob stories.
So I have a favourite,
Yep.
and it's the one about the band PA lifter.
Yep.
I'm telling you now, that's my favourite at the moment. but
Yeah,
Ben
I
might
like
have
it.
different
I haven't
views.
sort of really had one stood out massively yet. So keep those coming in.
Yep.
I think we've ticked off everything.
And
this week.
everyone.
And everyone. So it's always going to be hard to
Where'd
top
my
last week's
skateboard go?
episode.
Oh no, there it is.
so-
Sorry. But this one has got less humour, more powerlifting information.
Yeah, we've gotten
content.
Yeah. We
So
can't
when-
always.
No, it's going to vary. It's going to change.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah.
know what you get with us.
That's true.
We're like a box of chocolates,
That's right.
full of Turkish delights. That's my
Iranian
favourite
delights.
box of chocolates. Turkish delight.
Is it?
If you're sending in chocolates to the show, Turkish delights, thanks for me, and
Something plain.
2 boxes of Turkish delights.
Just normal milk chocolate. M&M's released a new block of chocolate. Delicious.
Do you do Turkish delight flavour?
No.
No. Okay.
I don't think you get Turkish
Oh,
delight
imagine
M&Ms.
M&M Turkish delight. Wow.
What do you like?
I'm more of a savoury kind of guy. Send me souvlaki.
3 kebabs, thanks. Could you imagine getting a delivery next week of 3 kebabs? I'm eating
Menu
live.
like it.
You send me a
Menu like
kebab, I'm eating it live on the show.
We'll send out the call.
I love kebabs.
We should
Mixed
Facebook
lamb
Live
chicken.
one of these
Hey,
episodes.
Mixed lamb, chicken, pork.
I'm not a vegetarian.
Which one?
Lamb and beef. Chicken is vegetarian food. You know that, don't you?
I heard that last
Yeah,
night.
it's vegetarian. No, well, how do you have? What kebabs do you have? What do you like?
Everything.
See?
As long as it's meat.
That's what I said. Lamb and beef.
Lives in Faulkner. He can't walk 500 metres without going past a kebab shop.
See, when we go to this is one part I'm going to miss about the Nationals in Queensland. There's a kebab shop around the corner, and I actually have a kebab twice a day, every day while I'm there. No, for actually one of my meals. I just love
I
them that
usually
much.
do that when I'm in Queensland.
Yeah, oh, great. And I said to the guy there, the kebabs in Frankston that I've had aren't as good as the kebabs up there. But when I was in Brunswick, obviously, the souvlakis, there were no kebabs then, it was all
Yeah.
souvlakis.
I've been turned off kebabs and stuff ever since I work security, and I see drunk girls and that walking past at 3 a.m. just hogging into one. Just
See, I find that attractive.
disgusting.
I find that attractive.
Disgusting.
A drunk girl hoeing into a high-calorie meal.
Oh,
That's
it's
very
terrible.
sexy.
And the bloke's even worse. Come out
Oh,
of
I don't
7-Eleven and they're eating sandwiches and stuff. And it's
Who
like,
buys a sandwich
wanna
from
vomit.
7-Eleven? G'day, Dan America. Who buys a sandwich from 7-Eleven?
know.
It's a fucking sandwich. Make one at home.
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't take away food sandwich seriously.
It's terrible.
I don't
It's,
know.
it's terrible to watch.
It's not takeaway. It's junk.
No.
Fucking beanie fur all over my head.
Yeah. It feels like everything seems louder now since I've taken
Does,
it off. And I'm like,
does.
was I talking softer
These are,
before?
these are
or-
very warm.
They are. They are.
Very warm.
It's just what we needed today. But as always, you can find us on Facebook at Raw Talk Powerlifting, at PTC Powerlifting, at Pro Raw Powerlifting, at PTC Headquarters.
Headquarters.
At-
Marcus Markopoulos.
Marcus Markopoulos.
Marcus Tarzan Markopoulos.
Marcus Tarzan Markopoulos.
Do you reckon that Margot girl will send me a friend request after what I said about her?
Fingers crossed. You can find me on Instagram at The White Juggernaut. You can find you on Instagram at
Arian.b92, I think. Something
Arian.b92.
Dot fat Indian bitch.
at fatindianbitch.92 and at PTC Headquarters. Should I add a couple of friend requests quickly?
Yes.
We are way over time here,
Yeah, I don't care.
so
It's your story. Just write the story in the
people
car.
I've come with have hated me.
Do you want me to look at them? No, I'll tell you, because I know who most people are.
Read them out, read them out.
Tyler Hope, yes, friend of mine. Nathan Watt, what are you doing?
Read them out, don't just
I don't know who
accept.
it is. No.
If you don't know-
Corey Miller. Why are you not friends with him? Jordan Lucas Brown. There's that good competitor at Pro Raw. Matt Freifogel sent you a friend request and you've got him waiting.
Big dog. Told you.
Sorry, Matt.
You dick. Sorry, Matt. Rocky MacArthur. Hayden Ford, I'm not sure.
Make sure you say him
I know
louder
that
so we
name.
can hear him.
Vince Perry.
That going today,
Oh, okay, accept that one.
Except that one, I don't know Vince. Probably friends with me. Hayden Ford, I'm going to check his profile.
The Doom Squad person, apparently.
Is he?
I don't have enough tats. I don't have any tats.
Not yet.
No.
No.
What's
not
wrong
one.
with you?
I'm so indecisive. I'll
If-
choose something and 3 years
If,
later.
you're
I hate
friends
it.
with Thomas Lilly, so we can't accept it.
No,
Sorry.
no. Is that enough?
Yeah. You
So-
accepted all of them.
That was the first page.
Are you
There's
kidding
some
me?
there's some good top level
Oh,
powerlifters.
what is wrong with you?
You have to keep scrolling and see more. Or should we save some for next
No,
week?
we're not. Shane David
More will
Gordon.
probably fly in.
Greg Gordon. Dallas from this... Sorry, Dallas, he's a dick.
Greg Gordon scares me.
Greg Gordon scares everybody.
Seymour. Still
Who?
looking. Chris Seymour.
Yeah, it wasn't a request from Seymour. It was Seymour.
Seymour Butts. That guy, the best... Oh,
Name it. Oh,
Nick Stone. You got one from William Shakespeare. Oh no, Luke Shakespeare. I accepted that one. Jeez, got more. Cameron, David McKern. I don't know them.
See more.
Don't accept
Terry
the
Sparks, what's wrong with you? Sorry, Terry.
Hey?
I apologise for my friend, he's a dickhead.
Sorry, Terry.
How do I go back? Why do you get a real phone, Terry? Sarah Rodwell, I've got that one. Griffin Spencer, got that one. What? So many. Kevin Lloyd, he's a bench presser. Sarah Moyer. I don't know that one. Dan Darkus.
You've mentioned him on the show.
Sorry, Dan.
Sorry, Dan.
Carlito's Way, Carlito. Jake Callahan.
I don't know any of these people. I've never met them.
Doesn't matter. They know who you are.
They're going to go, this Ben Waker.
No, yeah,
Finally
no.
accepts me.
I only had him sitting there for 3 months since Raw Talk episode 1. Right, that'll do.
No,
that'll do.
that is rude. What you've done is rude.
It's not rude. I'm not like you and just open up to everyone.
You're a personality now. Stuart Brook, Sean Houseman. So sorry. Shane Brody. Costa from here. You need to get a real phone. Ben Wright from Wright Performance. Competes at Pro Raw.
I'm sorry, I haven't. No offence, I haven't met him. I'm not all over powerlifting the same way Arian is.
I really apologise for my co-host. That is just.
So if you want to add me on Facebook, send me a friend request. And about
See all these
Raw Talk
hookers?
episode 11.
See all these hookers? I'm going to send them friend requests from Ben
Send them
Sloan.
dick pics as well.
Okay guys, so we've run out of battery power, so we are going to wrap it up there unfortunately, but I think we went on way too long anyway. But until next week, thank you for watching. Thank you once again, Prince of Persia, for joining us. The guru, the technician,
The Weasel.
the weasel. Marcus, anything else to say?
No, I really enjoyed the show. It's a very entertaining show, but more info rather than jokes.
Sometimes we've got to get that balance.
The jokes, more jokes
or
next
the
week.
other way around. So yeah, we'll get our joke writers back on the
Oh,
job.
and if you need your products reviewed, send them in.
Yes, we need more, much more.
Yeah.
Keep us busy. We need something to do. But thank you guys.
Kebabs, send a kebab in. We'll give you a review on your kebab.
Or plain chocolate,
Or Turkish delight.
or Turkish delight.
Or vanilla ice cream.
Or
Because if you can't do a good vanilla, it's pointless eating the other flavours.
True.
So just order a vanilla.
Very good.
Yeah.
We eat vanilla ice cream next
Oh,
week.
I love it. Connoisseur. Do you like connoisseur?
It's a bit fancy for me.
All right, we'll get a McDonald's cone.
Okay. All this and more. Not all this and more. It's not a trailer, so we're wrapping it up. Sorry, I forget.
A lot less of this next week.
A lot less of this next week, guys. Thanks for watching. Until then,
Good night from me.
good night from him and me.
Done?
Done.